What up, what up, what up, everybody? What's good, what's good, what's good? It's your boy, Coach John, in the building. 10 times now, waiting for my brother AJ to come on in. I'm going to be eating while we talking today. It's all good. That's what happens. We do great things. Things happen. And I'm going to be doing great things, talking and eating. So y'all bear with me. I was just on the live with Emmanuel Lewis. And I had to come up with the idea to make all of this fantastic food. His chef came online. I was like, yo, the chef should come and cook the fish that you caught and all the stuff. And yeah, that's what happens. And the chef came on and cooked all of that stuff over there. And now look what's happening. I'm eating leftovers, and Emmanuel Lewis is having a great feast over there. So how does that work? Unfortunately, some of our folks are not going to be here today. But as always, we promise our show to be what it's going to be, and we're here to talk the things we're going to talk. I'm waiting on two of my folks to come on in, and we'll see what's happening. We'll see what's happening. Good morning, Valley Girl. How are you? I'm waiting on the other half of the show to come on through. My main man, AJ, in the building, waiting for him to come through. And then we have a guest that's coming through today. And yeah, it's going to be what it is. There's go AJ right there. I don't know if waste some time. Let me bring it right on. AJ in the building. What's up, my brother?
Man, I'm sitting here. I don't know why when I click on first time, my phone and everything say mic and camera not working.
I don't know what that's about.
I know. I said job every time he brings about a problem up in here.
I'm already.
So how you doing
right now?
Man, I was watching Emmanuel Lewis, man. I remembered I hadn't eaten.
Yeah, I remember that too. My stomach started growling after seeing all that food he had up there.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all sitting there. I said, let me go down here. Let me go down here and give me some something.
Now here's the crazy part about it. I was on this live yesterday, an open mic thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, so what happened was I was talking about the fish that he caught, because he caught this really big fish. I think it's called the wahoo fish. He caught it really big. And I said, man, you talking about this chef, and I was like, man, you should get the chef to come cook this food for you.
Oh man, and, so it was your idea then?
Yeah, and the chef just happened to come online. He was talking about it. I said, man, you should get the chef to come cook the food. And he said, chef, what you doing tomorrow? Boom, let's do it. So when he came on the live, he sent me the live feed and was like, basically like, Coach, where you at? You asked for it. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm eating some chicken and pasta Alfredo. Right, that's what I'm eating right now.
I made some penny pasta.
Yeah.
And I had some smoked chicken breast.
Oh man!
I cut up and I cooked that in some butter and garlic, and then cut it up smaller and put my little marinara sauce on it, and that's what I was eating. I was like, man,
I'm just mad because Manny had all that good seafood and stuff over there, and my tail in here eating leftovers, and it was my idea.
now, I was looking if I had time. What I was looking at is that fish. There's a place here they sell peppered fish, right?
Okay.
And it looked like the fish is fried, partially fried, then it's put in a skillet with bell pepper, onions, jalapenos, and all this, and they got a little sweet and sour sauce to go with it.
Oh man!
And I'm saying you be sitting there sweating, enjoying every little morsel of what you're eating.
Sweating.
And I was looking at that, and I'm saying that's what I need to fix me right now. But I'm like, I ain't got time. I got to go to the store and get fish.
Yeah, I'm mad now. I want to go in there and I didn't even grab my little, I drink me a little glass of wine every now and then. I didn't grab me a glass of wine or nothing. I'm just up here in the office chilling right now. But man, that spread was something serious. If y'all wonder what we talk on, just joined in. Ramadan, what's happening? You just joined in. I was on Emmanuel Lewis's live, and he's got a chef in his house. Well, he's in the Bahamas right now, chilling on vacation. He got a chef. Cooked up lobster and crab legs and fish, fried snapper, and oh man, all kind of stuff. Go on his page. Ramadan, what you cooking? She said she cooking now. Everybody cooking.
Yeah. Hey,
Blame
when
it
you
on the
start talking
camera
about
crew.
fish and everything, everybody get that little like, okay, yeah, I think I don't think I've eaten since breakfast.
And I was
No,
running it
man, but
down.
I was looking forward, man. I was looking forward to this, man.
Well, yeah, she cooking enchiladas. Okay, so yeah, I'm waiting on my brother to come on through. He said he's gonna come. So hopefully he'll be doing a little bit. And
So how you feel, man?
you know, I'm good. I went to first of all, I woke up today. That's number one.
Oh yeah.
And my day started off good, had good energy. I got my vitamins, so I started taking my vitamins again. Everybody needs to take some sort of multivitamin or at least be eating in extra vitamins in your body. Now you need to make sure you have that in your system. So I went and got me some vitamins, so I took my one a day. So I started off that way, did my show. After my show, oh, AG done disappeared on me.
I know it, man. It just say the camera. Your browser has lost connection to your camera. Make sure you have the right camera selected. Man, what is wrong with you?
I don't know what's going on. But so I did the show and hang out with. There you go. You're back. Hung out with Stefan them for a while, and then I had to go to the bank. I had to get my business account straightened out, and I'm transferring. I'm going to credit union as opposed to being a regular bank. I'm going to credit union, and that's another thing. One of the things we can talk about in here. And I looked at my little bit of stock that I invested. I invested stock straight from my Cash App, which I didn't know about, and that's another thing we can talk about today too. And but I had to learn some things. But all of you who are writers and authors and artists, go ahead and get your business affairs in order now. It's a perfect timing now. It's a perfect timing now. And because of COVID, a lot of things that you were probably unable to do before is easy for you to do now.
They're making it accessible, yeah.
Very accessible.
Hold up. Malik Cruz, what's up? I'm in Las Vegas. What's up, Beats and Soul? What's up, Portrait Soul Child? Yeah, today is Thursday, and I'm on with 10 times now. Me and Coach Job, we finna have a definite conversation. I might have to switch. I don't know why this camera keep going out. It can't be on the timer. Man.
Everybody on Instagram, I'm on with my man AJ. If you don't know who AJ is, you need to make sure you follow him. AJ Ward. Amazing, 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 amazing writer, amazing poet, amazing spirit. Definitely, if you come on his live and read your poem, read your books, he's a very good listener. I don't know many people who listen like that, especially nowadays, because they don't listen to nothing. What's up, Stephon? Most of the time, y'all ain't listening to shit anyway, just keywords, but he listens very well. And he's definitely a good brother. I got his books over here. I have 3 of his books now. He's got about 35 books.
Not yet. But I'm trying to build me a library. I want to have my own library, and I want every book in the library to be a book of mine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have another library because I got what 3 of yours. I got 2 of Mr. Witt's and a bunch of other people's books. So yeah, we're trying to build a better community and by supporting one another.
Yeah.
So let's do this. It's 10 times now. I'm on here. Malik, man, what's up, man? It's been a minute. What's up, Beats and Soul, man? Happy New Year. If I hadn't talked to you, Happy New Year to everybody. And remember, every morning you have the ability to be excellent. It's just a mindset.
Every morning. I love it.
So,
now I know
if you wake up, huh?
No, go ahead.
Now I said if you wake up, when you first wake up, I say, how do you morning? So when you began to believe that when you first open your eyes that you can be excellent from that moment, you know what can't you accomplish?
Yeah. It's all in your mind.
So what did you think of the movie last night?
The circus?
Yeah, the insurrection movie. Yeah, the insurrection movie. Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna tell you the best part of Hey Frugal, the best part of yesterday was watching Congress look like second grade. Oh, you got the certificate?
Put their head under their desk.
The certificate says thank you and we appreciate it. Oh, we're going to protest the certificate. Don't forget about the certificate. And then we got another certificate. Welcome and thank you for the certificate. Man, I was so pissed off. What in the hell are they getting all that money for?
No. Well, see, what I enjoyed about that was that these are processes that we never really paid attention to.
We never paid attention.
It happens every 4 years. So So when you understand in detail why Schoolhouse Rock was telling you how to make a bill, and we never paid attention to it. Now we see all these things we could have changed a long time ago if we had paid attention.
If we would pay the damn attention.
Yeah, because they say, I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill, you know, just hanging out. And he's still hanging out on Capitol. He ain't done nothing. He old, walking with a cane, because we ain't did nothing. We ain't did nothing with the bills that we were supposed to do.
Not a damn thing.
What up?
Me and Witch was having a conversation on my way home. I was driving home. And he said, we was talking about this system. And he said, bro, I'm going to tell you. Because Witch was like, hell no, what I'm voting for, I ain't vote for nothing. And he said, you know, you and AJ talked about that. It made sense to me. It made a lot of sense to me. And I had to start looking at stuff differently. And I'm saying that to say, it just was a matter of a conversation that allows people to tap into something that they might not have paid attention to.
And not just that, a matter of perspective, because I told some people that said, man, I ain't never voted in my life. I said, well, we're friends. I'm not asking you to vote for you. I'm your friend. I ain't asking you to do nothing in the 20 years I've known you. I'm just asking you on November 3rd, go vote for me.
Because I want you to do it for me.
Yeah, because I want you to do it. So when you understand that there's some things that I need you to do, but they're for you, you just don't know what's good for you at this particular time because we've never paid attention.
Yeah. Ramadan said interest rates are really low too for small business loans today. Absolutely, Ramadan. And I think that we need to go ahead and capitalize on it while you have the ability to do so. If you are creative and you hadn't figured out what you want to do with your creativity, turn the fucking internet off, turn your phone off, and sit there alone for a minute and just think, because you're doing something that nobody else can do. If AJ write poems, I write poems. AJ writes short stories, I write short stories. None of our poems or stories are going to be exactly the same. So that means he might get 17 people, I might get 6 people. And then the next day I might get 17, he might get 6. But the thing about it is it's not going to be the same thing no matter what they're getting. So you have to do the work. And if you hadn't figured it out, turn the computer off, turn the Pornhub off, turn off all the stuff that you normally do. Yeah.
Why you got to throw Pornhub in there, man, blasting people like that?
Listen, I got to tell them where it's at now. And so here's what I tell people all the time. When you're traveling down the road, right, you can get from one destination to the next. But if you keep going and you don't make no turns, you ain't going to get where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Unless that's where you're supposed to be. You're just going one way. And so there has to be a fork in the road somewhere. There has to be a left turn. You got to bear to the right. There has to be something to happen. Your shift in today is COVID-19. If COVID-19, this whole pandemic, hadn't given you a shift, I don't know where you've been sleeping at.
Man, I had a conversation with a lady because I had a problem with one person taking shit out of my account, right? So I called him. I said, well, I want to file a claim because this is. She said, well, you know, you got to do this and this. And I said, well, that seems like too cumbersome for this one transaction to have to go through all this, close my account, open another one. So we was talking. So I was telling her about motivation, all this other. And then she kept working. She said, okay, I found a way to fix this. And I did this. And I thought it was awesome. But I also told her, I said, my thing is, she said, well, you know, I'm a writer too. So I told her to follow us. We had the show tonight. She said, well, I'm a poet and I write. She said, but I don't really share my work. I said, well, I talk to people about that all the time. And I understand because a lot of times people don't share their work because they believe it's personal. Mm-hmm. But if it was personal and a secret, you would have kept it to yourself. Once you write it down, it's no longer yours. I said, because you don't know who's gone through the thing you just found a way out of.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and that's the main thing is we want to keep these secrets. You want to keep your investments a secret. You want to keep this a secret and see when we build a better community, we're sharing information. See, and by the way, I want to do this poem, man. Lesson on marches, I tell you.
Hold on. So everybody that's tuning in, this is AJ Houston over here. He's about to do a poem that he just wrote. And this is 10 times now. We come on every Thursday at 7 o'clock. I missed it last year. I was in the studio. I didn't get out in enough time. But we're here today. He's getting ready to do a poem. So listen in, stay tuned in. And we on Facebook. We on Instagram, YouTube Live. Come on through. Thank y'all for tuning in. And yeah, check out AJ's getting ready to throw down. So go on. Y'all might as well get ready. Get your pens and pads together.
Because if you watched the movie yesterday, if you watched the movie when all these people were huddled, they were huddle masses for real. Watch the movie. This is about the movie we saw yesterday. So it's called A Lesson on Marches. Throughout our history, I cannot recall marching without watchers, overseers, ticket torches, militia, police, FBI, armed guards, out of uniform Klansmen, firemen, hoses at the ready, trained attack dogs, billy clubs, marksmen on rooftops, handguns cocked and loaded, notifying the National Guard without each step monitored, without a signed, pre-stamped no march order by a statesman, police chief, governor, president, demanding our feet stay within the bounds of our shoes. Our legs not past Main Street, past the double white line on the bridge to the Capitol, demanding our feet could not move 10 feet toward whatever direction we were told would lead us to free. There's always been a street, building, sidewalk marked, too far for a black body to stand. There are places we could not live, will refuse us applications, streets we could not walk or drive, could not look at, visit. On January the 6th, 2021, I cannot believe the things my eyes witnessed. Recorded on video by news anchors, men and women, maybe I'm just one eyewitness to a lesson on marches. Documented visual proof, flags would not be accosted as long as you hold them high enough to be seen in the distance. As long as you make Dixie swing in the wind as if it be tree. I watched a cluster of flags form keys to lock doors at the Capitol where attending officers stepped aside as if ordered by a higher authority. I learned in an instant. This is how American citizens are treated, whose skin does not resemble night. Citizens never listed as 3/5, who do not need added amendments to grant them American, do not need their right to vote ratified, who were never asked if it's all right this year if they matter. We would never look like someone else, even if they are the one on the wanted poster. Maybe if we confederated our red, black, and green, militiaed our skin, hummed "Wish I Was in Dixie" under the whispered chant of Black Lives Matter, what could make us matter? Maybe if we joined the streak of All Lives Matter yesterday in total amazement, the difference between white and wishful thinking clearly visible as we watch privileged men and women move with reckless abandonment, laughing as they destroyed property, media equipment, push and shove police with no recourse. Watched as most of them carried weapons, took selfies with friendlies in uniform. Some were ushered by Capitol Police into prohibited space, usually weapons not allowed. I sat remembering Ferguson, Dallas, New York, Wisconsin, Kentucky, Chicago, California, Georgia, Oklahoma, and every other state where armored vehicles were used. Police with shields held high, weapons drawn, kicking and beating dark-skinned citizens, arresting peaceful protesters for marching to City Hall, Capitol Hill, the governor's mansion, standing in the park, marching down any street in America where an unarmed minority person was slain. The killers puts on their uniform every day are still free. Yesterday, we received a lesson on marches. I guess it really matters how big your flag and what symbolic emblem rest in its center.
Wow. Added amendments to mark them American. What was that line again? Hey, Miss Nikki.
You say which one? Oh, it says
Cole, I need to talk to you. Send me a message, Cole, because I need to talk to you about something when we get done.
This is how American citizens are treated, whose skin does not resemble night. Citizens never listed as 3/5, who do not need added amendments to grant them American.
To grant them American, that's what it was. Phew. Yeah. You know, we've been fighting the wrong fight.
I saw that yesterday. Yeah.
You know, we keep trying to say what we want from them. and haven't even decided what we need from us.
That is the question.
You know what I mean? What do we need from us? And if we can't start there, we can hang all this shit up. Because why would I give you what you want when you don't even know what you need?
And to me, I was thinking our discovery process has to be massive, because if we've only had 11 black men senators since the inception of this government, and we've been here since 1619, it's now 2021. How many black men is that per? How do we break that down into years?
Whew.
So 11 black men been senators. What's up, man? So the thing is Warnock is the first black senator from Georgia, first black man senator from Georgia. So how does this work? It's 2021 and we're still making first.
Right.
So last year, before we went into this one, we said, look, go home, look on your computer, see who your senators are.
See who your senators are.
Yeah, see who the attorney general of your state is. Maybe he's one of the 17 that signed on the Texas lawsuit. Or maybe your senator is one of the 133 that wanted to say, hey, I want to disavow 20 million minority votes, because I heard Ted Cruz say, and I laughed but it's so important that we listen to what they're saying. He said that he wanted to disallow Michigan voters because Michigan, under whatever authority, were not allowed to add 200 polling places. So he didn't say, he said the polling places were illegal, not the voters.
Not the voters.
So we're not listening. We're not listening to what they're saying. So they're going a little deeper than saying, hey, these votes don't count. They say illegal votes. Just count the legal votes. And I'm like, so if a person is registered to vote and they go down and vote, so what makes the vote illegal? And they said, okay, the polling place was illegal. How did they? And President Trump said in his speech, he said, Georgia didn't disallow as many votes as they did last time.
Right.
So what are they doing? They're so used to canceling us out by any means necessary that we don't see that we are necessary, and we don't pay attention to what makes us unnecessary.
They did. Let's look at what they did, bro. Let's look at what they did. Just think about what you just said. They never said that. They said the reason that it's illegal because they opened up places for them to be at to vote.
Yeah, and that was illegal.
That was illegal. So in other words, you can't. It's like what they did with the Indians, with the natives. I gotta say, with the natives of this land. They were doing all of their rituals, right? Before American people got here. All the rituals, smoking their peace pipes and all, using their stuff to do all their rituals, right? So America decided to come in and say, oh, well, we here now and this shit is illegal.
Yeah.
So they took it all from them, found out a way to produce it themselves and put it in the store and say, oh, you can buy it now, it's legal.
Yeah, we're going to sell it back to you. They didn't just take it from them. They took it from them and discovered the land that it grew from and took the land.
And took the land. And took the damn land.
Yeah. And, because, I always tell everybody, I say, if you're going to talk about the Trail of Tears, know what it is. If you're going to talk about the Tuskegee experiment, know the full extent of what the experiment was. If you're going to talk about the bombing in Philadelphia, know exactly where it happened and how many people were killed and what they used to blow the place up. So let's not go half-assed into believing that we are historians. I'm not saying you need to be a historian. I'm just saying you need to be a historian in what you're talking about.
Now, AJ, you can't tell a black person nothing because they know everything once you tell them that one thing.
I know it, because they say, yeah, Tuskegee. I'm like, okay, so do you know what state Tuskegee is in? You telling me about Tuskegee, but what state is that in? But it's so important that we understand right now that, see, a lot of people say, well, Joe Biden and Trump, that's the same two poisons, which one you want? No, see, when change comes, it starts a process. Like the idea, if you roll a snowball down a mountain, when it gets about midway, it's going to be about 100 times bigger than the snowball you started with. So that's what change is. So we voted some people in office. We have a first black female vice president. We got the first 2 senators, Democratic from Georgia. So we got all these things that are still first. But see, we haven't looked and see, okay, so you don't know that Osloff, that just won Senate in Georgia, is replacing a person that retired, that took over a person that was assigned that position. So he only has 2 years left in that position. So he's up for re-election in 2 years, 2022. So there's some things that we need to know on who's next. When you go to the gym and you sign your name on the board, you're trying to make sure you're gonna sit there and watch, like, they ain't skipping me this time.
And look, and I want somebody that can play on my damn team.
Yeah, exactly. You say, okay, and you watching the team that's out there because you only came with 4. You need the 5th person. You say, oh man, what about that dude right there, man? He got a nice jumper, man. We can get him on our team, and we see how he fit. We ain't never played together, but because I'm saying that's what we used to do. We used to go to X-Line Park in Dallas, and X-Line was open at midnight. So we can go play midnight basketball.
Yeah, Midnight Madness, bro. I know all about it.
So we go, and they got this big board up there. You sign the board, and me and my homeboys, man, we had, Ricky Phillips, everybody came from college, so we was down there playing ball. And man, we had people in the office calling friends, trying to wake people up. Hey man, we need to get some. They just running this court down here. We can't let them run this court like that. I'm like, man, y'all, and I had people that was big names from college that was down there playing ball, got their team, couldn't handle it. We like, I don't know you. You didn't get your name here. I did. I got my name here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's what this is.
We have. I wish, this is why I want the numbers to reach an all-time high with Black people just saying, I want to know. You should want to know. So you may not have all the answers, and damn it, I know I don't have all the answers, right? But I want to know. I want to know what's the next thing that can be done. And I think we just so used to being niggas, man. That's all it is. We just, it's okay, man. I ain't worried about that, man. That shit don't affect me. How it don't affect you live?
I hear that, man. When I hear that they say that don't affect me or it don't matter, I'm like, I don't know where to start a conversation with you. Yeah. Because if it don't matter to you right now, so that means that any breath I use is wasted air. Because your life is perfect. I can't make you make it matter to you. And because I think right now I was talking about the senators and all this, and we see 17 attorney generals that signed on the Texas lawsuit trying to disavow 20 million minority votes from other states, not their state.
Not from other states.
Yeah. So I was thinking that, so if you're going on saying that you want to disavow votes in another state, which means that your colors are intact. Your colors ain't gonna rise up and vote you out. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna gather. Ain't no Stacey Abrams there to rally the troops together saying we need to vote. And just because we say need to vote, they said, well, maybe somebody else will get them out. I want change. I'm saying you can't have change if you're not a part of the process.
I'm gonna add to that. How you gonna have change with your hands full of shit? If all you keep reaching for the same stuff, you're holding on to what you don't have. How you gonna get some change? What you gonna do with it? Where you gonna put the change at? Your pocket?
Yep.
So you're
right. What you gonna do when you get it?
That part, because first of all, you got nowhere to put it, and then don't nobody believe you because you ain't talking about nothing anyways.
No, and see, that's the other thing. See, a lot of times we become complacent because the people that know us from way back know that us. They don't know this us.
No.
So when you start talking about, I need y'all to vote, or I need y'all to do this, or we need to gather and do this, you say, well, you ain't never talked like that, boy. You ain't never asked us to go vote. You ain't never said none of that to us. So how we know? I say, because you knew me. Just work on it. You knew what I said then might have been the opposite, but I was doing what I said I was going to do.
What I said I was going to do.
But now I'm just doing something different, but I'm doing what I said I was going to do still. So let's try this. See, we can't go through the same process thinking that we're going to change some things that we've never attempted to change. 60% voting ain't nothing. I'm still waiting on the numbers from this past November 3rd, because if we voted 6% for Obama, so it seems like there was probably like 72, but I haven't seen the numbers yet. But if we voted 72% and we changed Georgia, we changed Philadelphia, we changed Michigan, and we voted 72%. Okay, that's 28% from what we wouldn't have had a runoff.
Right. And here's another thing. We ain't changed North Carolina because that means North Carolina ain't did shit. Now I can talk about North Carolina because I mean they did nothing. All these, listen, people, if we just take a minute, if they would have just, now, first of all, a lot of shit is closed. So election day and all that week, your black ass was probably in the house anyway. And instead of watching Pornhub, you should just watch them, listen to them say how heavy the black vote counted. They said you got all these little counties out here, but you got a heavy black presence in these pockets here that make up the votes, that make up big numbers. Because Trump was leading a lot of places before them, until they started counting them early votes.
Yeah, since now the mail-in votes.
The mail-in votes kicked that ass. That's what no, that's illegal. You can't do it.
Yeah, and the thing is what we didn't see is that they have a record of the percentage of registered voters that are in your county.
Yeah. And
they have a record of the applicable percentage of voters that vote in your county. So you won't get no visitor if you vote in 25%.
Right.
You won't have nobody posting no signs in your yard. They won't ask you to mark and walk and do no door knocks or put nothing on no cars. You won't have no little extra paying job. See, you get an extra paying job when you tell the people in your community, look, let's vote. So now they say, hey, we need some people to come out and pass out these mailers. Go knock on these doors. Go canvass this area. Put them in cars at Walmart. Yeah. See, at some point in time, when you become active in this process, there's some other things you got to do that you may not have been ready for. You didn't know there was other jobs for this job to make this job work.
Right. It just don't work by itself. No car just go. Now you can turn it on. It might run, but it ain't going nowhere until you get your ass in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and you got to do something after you do that.
Yeah. And you got to keep your eyes open, your ears, everything. You got to move your neck. Like, parts got to work.
Because I always tell people that, okay, look at voting. Look at our electoral process this way. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to go to the grocery store. So you just step outside your house, lock the door, and stand there on the porch, hoping the grocery store come to you. I'm like, so you didn't plan on getting the keys to the car. You didn't plan on wearing your good shoes, your tennis shoes comfortably so you could walk. You didn't plan on none of this. So the thing is the plan is that no matter what it is you want to do or whatever your plan is, the plan requires you to move.
Yeah. So check this out. Valley Girl said we need to start our own party. Neither party is going to do anything for us. Now, here's what I want to say to that. The time that it take us to build another party that could be reputable and put in place, all we got to do is vote in one party and we take the shit over overnight. We ain't got to worry about it. We could scratch all of that right away. I don't care what party we decide to join, but if we all join that party and put somebody in place, we ain't got to worry about this no more. This shit go away overnight. It is that.
And not just that, when we finally say, okay, so that's what I was saying. If we got Ossoff is up in 2 years, 2022, his position's up. Warnock got six years because each Senate position is 6 years. It's like rotating. You have, so every 2 years, somebody's position is up. So look in your district, see who's up. So our goal now that we are thinking about being an active participant in this voting process is discover who your senators are. Let's talk to some people. Say, you ran for senator a long time ago and you didn't run now, so why did you stop? Say, what if we started now getting people to back you? We're gonna sit down and get this neighborhood to back you so you can run for senator, because we don't want that position unopposed no more.
Right.
We don't want that attorney general to be a Republican attorney general while him and his wife vote because he's unopposed. The 2 votes got him attorney general again. So let's see what we need to do to have these positions unopposed. I'm not saying it's going to change something, but it's definitely going to make them pay attention.
Gonna make them pay attention. But here's another thing, AJ. Here's what I thought about. And this, if they don't understand this one, they might as well hang up and don't even never come back on live ever again. What team do you know? What person you say come out and say, you know what? I'm gonna win the championship in whatever sport this is, and they ain't got no fucking team. Don't nobody say, oh, I'm gonna win and don't have a team, or at least a team in mind. And so we're shooting for a president to do some shit, and we ain't got a president in mind. Who are we gonna put up there? We need a president that's gonna be for the black. Who are you gonna get? And so stop reaching. It's like, look, before you can hit a home run, you got to get to the bat, and you got to get out the dugout. You got to get, you know what I'm saying? You got to grab, make sure your bat feel good. Make sure you got the right cleats on, and you're hoping the pitcher giving you what you want. Okay, and then you take your ass out there. So what I'm saying is, deal with the shit right in front of you, and stop using the blind eye looking at some stuff that you can't even reach at. We can't put nobody in the presidency. We don't know nobody. We can put the run in there.
We can't put nobody in city council.
We can't. We can't.
You know, what's up, y'all? I'm talking to Coach Ja. This is 10 times now. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It's Coach Ja Smalls. Follow him on Instagram. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm building mine, but we're going to build his first. Coach Ja Smalls on YouTube. Follow him, subscribe, and you'll be notified. He has a show every morning called Coffee Time with Coach Ja Smalls. Go check it out. He has interviews, man. He has a whole lot of dope things going on. He's such a dope writer and dope person that you need to follow him just to follow. So yeah, let's do this. And this is 10 times now. And we're just trying to get this. We're actually trying to bring other participants in. So if you have a question, type it. If you know somebody that want to come in and join this conversation, there's no limits to the conversation we plan on having. We have a guest coming in today, so you'll check it out. But
I'm waiting on him. I haven't heard from him yet, but he said he'll be here. I know he's a councilman, so I mean he might not be able to make it because of all the shit that happened yesterday. I didn't hear back from him yet, but if he can make it, he will be here. But I know, I mean, after the shit that happened yesterday, I don't know. I mean, hell, they might be locked down too.
You know what I'm saying? Because and see, the thing is people don't realize that this happened in DC, but there are militias in these groups all over the place. So if DC was the plan and the Capitol was raided and it was successful, think about the Capitol in Dallas or the Capitol in Austin, Texas, or whatever the capital is of South Carolina, North Carolina, or Capitol of Oklahoma. So there's probably some attacks on some other places. Just like you remember, they were trying to kidnap Michigan's governor.
Yeah.
Because Trump said that she was corrupt and she wasn't doing right. So we don't understand the processes, and we got to start believing what they say when they say what they say, and we can't wait for another moment like yesterday. Because when Black Lives Matter, when Black people were marching in Washington, they were guarding the Lincoln Monument.
Yeah,
they were marching yesterday. They didn't even guard the Capitol building.
They ain't guard nothing.
I know. I'm saying they guarded the Lincoln Monument. There was rows and rows of soldiers and police so deep that if we had there's no way anybody could have made it to touch the statue. And yesterday they're beating on the window, they knocking windows out, knocking glass out, shooting inside the building. Yeah. You know, they stole letters from Nancy Pelosi's desk, stole part of the sign. They were picking up podiums with the symbol on it, walking around with them like, yeah, I'm taking this podium home. And we don't understand that this is a horrible sight, but it's horrible because the way they treated them is completely different from the way they treat us. So that's the horrible thing about it. So that's what we're not looking at. The way they treated them was totally different from the way they treated us. Because when we were there, when we were in the park, in the park in Washington, when he wanted to go and hold the Bible up, they were beating people, shooting rubber bullets and tear gas just to clear a path to get there. And you didn't have enough people to hold back this mob. You got a black man running up the stairs with 50 people chasing him. Black security guard run upstairs with his little wand out, like, hey, y'all stop right there. It's not funny, but it's funny because they were not prepared for anything.
Let me add to that. And I just thought about this when you said that. Every one of you black people who did not vote you responsible for yesterday.
Ooh,
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you wasn't gonna vote for Trump in the first place, which means he wouldn't have got there. So everybody who listen to me, IG, Instagram, Facebook, if you didn't vote, you hold that lady who died and everybody else who died, you're responsible. You're responsible because they didn't have nobody to give them a leeway to get in.
Keep talking on. Let me check on something right quick.
Okay. Right. He listen to what I'm saying. He was wanting help for anybody he could get help from. You're absolutely right. And here's the thing. He wouldn't have been in that situation if we would have voted together, because we would not have allowed that particular person to be in the presidential seat, because we wasn't going to vote for him. And I'm not a Hillary Clinton fan at all. She did not do shit for black people. She is mass incarceration. She was a major part of those things. And I'm not saying that she would have been the vote. But to not vote for her is a vote that counted for Trump. At least a vote that was not against him. And I don't think yeah, security, Diva in the House. Yes, security actually opened up the gates. We know they opened up and let them people come in and do whatever they want to. They sure did. They sure did. Excuse me. That video showed them allow people to walk right up in there and do whatever it is that they wanted to do. It sure did. But we got to remember too that this is not. It was not the Capitol building. The Capitol is. I'm glad that you voted. Thank you, Valley Girl, for voting. I'm glad you did. The Capitol building has security that is, you know, they got real deal security. The reason security wasn't there and on point was because they were not called to be on point. They was not called to be there to handle that situation. But I'm saying again, until we decide to do something to change, we can put anybody in any position anywhere in this country by voting collectively together. You know what I'm saying? If we collectively vote together, we can put anybody in position where we want them at. But the key is collectively together doing something, doing a thing, which we're not ready to do. We're not ready to do. Because if we were, we would definitely be ready now. Who is going to who's coming up next? We need to know who to vote for next time. We need to be preparing now. And I'm not talking about way up in the presidential. We're gonna figure out who that's gonna be at some point. We don't have nobody that's running for that office right now that's gonna represent us anyway. The key is to get the lower level law writers in position. Even if they're not going to write the laws, we need the people who are in school that can write the laws that we need. Find out who's in school. There's a people, listen, criminal justice was one of the highest the past 10 years or so. It was one of the highest things they went to school for criminal justice. Criminal justice means to me that you at least you know what's criminal and you know what justice is. So that means you know something about some sort of law. And so that means if somebody is writing a law, if you went to school and got a degree in criminal justice, you got some shit to say. And so if we can do that at the minimum, we can get college students that went to school for this and put them in a position. Damn whether or not they're going to pay them. Everybody put your nickel and dime change out of your pocket, put it in the fund, and that's for these kids that's coming out of school to write these damn laws. Write the laws, put it in the hand. Okay, look here. You want this goddamn vote? Sign off right here. This is what you're going to put online. Sign off now. And this 75% going to go to 95% in a week. And that's the stuff we got to start talking about how to do it. That's how we got to do it. AJ, it's simple.
But the simplest things that happen require us to unify to do it.
And we too busy worrying about, oh, well, shit, they ain't got no money over there. Oh shit, I got my job over here. I'm good. Let me tell you something.
We'll send money to a white candidate.
But I didn't ask them nothing.
No, we don't know what the black candidate gonna do. This president raised $250 million since the election that he lost, and the money just goes to him. And after yesterday, if you didn't notice yesterday, there was one of the representatives trying to fundraise for that campaign again yesterday, right before the raid, the riot, right before terrorists attacked the Capitol.
Yeah.
So we don't understand that we got to start believing in something, and it better be us.
We ain't got nothing else. You listen. Half of us barely got a job now. You know, you can't believe in the club because that's shut down at a certain time now. Strip clubs shut down at a certain time now.
Yeah.
All the shit you've been wanting to do, only thing you can do is what's in your hand on your laptop and your phone.
And Sam's Club, you got Sam's Club.
Yeah. And your favorite store, Walmart. You know, y'all love Walmart.
Yeah. So, and check it out. We talk about buying black. So let's have that conversation. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Kenneth? Let's talk about buying black. See, buying black is right now. We come on these lives. We see a lot of people pop in, and a lot of people say, "Look, I want to go do a poem, and if I can't, if there's a lot of people in, I'll come back. I'm waiting. I just want to hear my poem. I don't want to hear nobody else's poem. I just want to hear mine."
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't understand that if you came in, there might be something that you would get that's necessary for your next poem in this room you're in. It might be something you can get that's necessary for your life in this room you're in. So a lot of times we need to understand that we have to do some things other than the things that we want to do.
I'm with you on that, Darkman Blues. He said 75%, and he's still going to jail.
Yeah, and the thing is we don't have, everybody's talking. I heard Nancy Pelosi said today. She said, "Look, VP Pence, we want you to invoke the 25th Amendment to get this man out of office right now. If you don't, we're gonna start impeachment procedures." See what it is. We need people to say, like a lot of people. I heard some people say yesterday that, okay, the 133 Republicans that was trying to overthrow the government, it's okay. Let's come on in and maybe we can work and do something. See, insurrection is a crime. So if that's a crime, you can't hold an office in the process of doing unjustly with the rule of law you just sworn to uphold.
Right.
So until we start making people pay for what they've done, they're gonna keep doing it. See, we're in a position right now to demand that the people we just voted in office do what we want them to do and make those people pay that did what they did.
All of them.
Yeah, and so if they don't, then we say, okay, in 2 years, who's up? And because the fear that Trump had over a lot of people was like, okay, I'm gonna have somebody run against you. We as a collective can create that same fear.
That same fear. And let's take it back a step to, because Giuliani enticed that too. And so did his son.
Junior. Yeah, Junior.
Them niggas straight up said, no, if you don't give it to us, we come in full force. That's what they said.
No, but see, I just heard somebody say they didn't play the conversation. Giuliani and Junior made a phone call to whoever was on the inside helping them out and left a message on their voicemail. But they left a message on the wrong voicemail.
On the wrong damn voicemail. And they got mad because it was recorded.
Yeah, and then I hadn't heard anything else of that, but I'm waiting because that has to be some important things. So if you are calling to say, and the message was just, hey, just slow down the process, make it slow down. Don't let everybody speed up. Like y'all slow down, don't let them reconvene too soon. Yeah. So I don't know what the slow down was, but when you leave a call on a voicemail and it's your voice from your phone, that sounds like some Pink Panther kind of stupidity to me. Because I'm like, that sounds like Pink Panther or what's his name? That used to carry the little notepad. Say, oh, okay, what's your name again? I'm sorry, what's your name? Columbo. Yeah, Columbo. Okay, what's your name again? Okay, yeah, okay, and where am I right now? And what he played so dumb, but he had all the information on you.
Yeah.
So until we actually understand that we need to unify, and not just unify, we need to be under one accord.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially on this voting thing, especially on having people run for office and have people believe that we're going to back them.
We're going to back them. AJ, the crazy thing is, bro, we just proved that the shit worked.
No, Stacey Abrams proved it.
Yeah, let me not take her credit. I'm not gonna take none of her damn credit.
No, but see, a lot.
The shit work.
Yeah, and I don't know who the Hispanic what the Hispanic organization is, but they say, yeah, we came in and we had all these votes too, and we did this, and I'm like, but she's been working on it 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So your 2 years of organizing is excellent. It's excellent.
Yeah.
But you can't, and what's that race? The race where they're going around the world.
Oh shit!
The Amazing Race. Amazing Race.
There you go.
So you get to the box second, but you got to turn around little thing. Turn around. It's like, okay, so I guess I'm not gonna be second. But I'm saying we are missing the mark because we are in an excellent position right now to understand that we just changed a whole lot of things we don't even know we changed.
No change. We need to be getting voters registered right now
for 2022. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So everybody go home and say, okay, who are my senators? When is their term up?
Yeah.
Who are my representatives? When is their term up? Who's my attorney general? Who ran against them last time?
Right. What was they thinking?
What was the difference and how did he win? How many votes did he win by? How many votes do we need to bring him back? And we need to change. So there's a lot of things we can start discovery now. So let's say right now the discovery process. So we go through this and we say, okay, this is what we need to do. So we have a mark that we mark down saying this is our goal. This is what we need to do. But we need to do better because they're probably going to do better. But let's start the motion. Let's start the forward movement and not just sit here thinking that, 2022 is 2 years away. No, because they said the other day that as soon as the president is announced who the president's going to be, all the other people start running for president for 4 years right now.
Right then and on the spot. Because they know what it's going to take. Especially to convince our asses because we don't believe shit until it's over. Oh, yeah, that did happen. Shit, it's too damn late.
So if anybody got a question, pose your question. I'm saying if you think that we're wrong about voting, let me know why. If you don't think that we can actually challenge any positions, let me know why. Why can't we? So your can't might be something I hadn't thought about.
And we need to fix that shit now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's some things that we might be missing in this whole process that you might have the answer to.
Yeah.
And that's what this show is about. Bring us answers we haven't asked questions to yet.
Because it's there, man. It's there. It's there. We can make a whole new thing or we can make nothing. And it's just that simple.
But I was saying. I heard somebody on MSNBC say today what I was saying the other day. Because I was looking at, I said this wasn't the first time when Trump was talking about, we don't, they stole the votes, they're stealing votes, they did this. I said this wasn't the first time in American history that there's been an upheaval about the Electoral College. Because in 1876, Taft, they had this problem because 4 states didn't certify their votes.
Right.
Electoral College. So that's when they made this agreement. And the agreement was that he was going to remove the security forces from the South that was ensuring that Reconstruction went forward. So when he removed them, in that year is when Jim Crow started. So we don't understand that this right here has that same impact. That if we don't do nothing right now, it's like we lost everything then. So we have no idea what we lose now. Because if you got Confederate flags marching around the Capitol, I always see I see those big flags going, I'm saying either I need to be in the flag business or there's a Confederate flag hiding under that big old American flag right there.
Yeah.
Because he hold it like it's heavy, like there's 2 flags there. We just can't see the other one.
Just can't quite wrap my.
Yeah. But I think we got together some strength and some knowledge to understand that it's time that we not go through the same process that we've always gone through. We got to understand that it's time. If we can see the changes that we've made right now, we can see how Georgia got together, and it was a rough go because it was like, man, they still didn't vote. Cause I was looking like, man, I had to turn it off and go to watch something else. I'm like, man, they got my foot pattern and all this going on. But the thing is during November 3rd, they say 1 million minority voters in Georgia didn't vote. So I'm saying, okay, so I'm waiting for the tally, but I know that we have to do better.
Yeah.
And not look at other sources, not say, okay, well the Hispanics only voted at this percent, and the white people only voted. I'm talking about us. I'm not. We can't look around anymore and blame other people for our shortcomings.
Not for our shit. You know what I mean? And another thing, I was talking to one of my Latin brothers, and Latino community is just as divided as we are. The difference is a lot of them got money.
Yeah. But the ones that got money, if they speak good English, they not even considered Latin.
They ain't considered Latin no more. And we get money. First thing we do, I'm getting out of here. I ain't living around them niggas no more. I gotta go.
Ooh.
And now we Republican.
Nah, yeah, like I don't want y'all taxing my money. I'm just getting rich. No, but that was a conversation I had the other day because I was like, okay, so we can go to George Washington's house and see how he grew up. We go to Henry David Thoreau's house and see how he rode in his little room. But we can't go to KRS-One house and see the trunk open and how he sold CDs and the house that he lived in. We can't go to the place where Tupac was raised and see that as a black museum. We can't go to Dr. Dre's house in Compton and see our Ice Cubes. I'm saying, so we have not left a legacy behind to show people how we made it out of these places. So until we actually say, look, what I've done is, I don't attribute to me because I was selling shit out my trunk. Because I told people before, I said, I love me some Biggie, but I had a problem with some of the lines. Some toughest lines everybody thought he'd say, this is for all the people who would call the police on me when I was just standing outside trying to feed my family. But the people that called the police was somebody's husband that's now addicted to crack. Or somebody's, family that's missing because now they're strung out on drugs on the streets. So we don't see the effect of the come up.
Yeah.
And we just think it's a come up. So if we're destroying our own communities coming up, isn't that a problem in our community?
Yeah. And it's just like the people bringing the shit in. I mean, Biggie ain't when they got on no damn helicopter. The time you get on one, they gonna put your ass in jail. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree. We don't have no buildings. We don't have no plants. We ain't got no bullet manufacturing plants. We ain't got nobody. Smith and Weston ain't in our hood. But imagine there was a pipe bomb factory and they started leaving pipe bombs on the corner. So we're gonna take all these pipe bombs home because they left them on the corner. We're gonna keep them in our house because we're gonna use them later. Then you got all these black folks blowing up. So I said we didn't make the pipe bombs.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't manufacture them. They just dropped them off. But some point in time, we got to understand this. What's dropped off in our community may not be good for our community.
May not be good for us.
Which means that we don't have to participate because it's there.
That's true.
What mindset are we in that we're letting somebody tell us the direction we need to move that's forward when it's backwards?
Yeah. We have to definitely control the way we accept whatever's given to us because we ain't giving much.
Because what we're giving could be help or hurt.
I think that I don't know what it will take, AJ, but I think that we are in a very, very it's a very tender moment now, right? But it's very profound. It's so definite. It's so mandatory for us to grab it because we don't always get these kind of moments.
Yeah. Even if we don't grab it, it's important that we expound on it. We express that it's here. What's up, Slow Motion? What's up, Portcon?
It's so much in this moment now for us to grab and gravitate to. And I think we miss it when we don't. You know how they say when a person dies, you got to, if you don't say their name, they die twice.
Mm-hmm.
And their name, it's the same concept. Some shit done died when this after this election was over.
Yeah.
So we don't want to relive it, but we want to be reminded so we don't go back. See, we shouldn't go back. If the next time the Senate come back out and Georgia lose right away, then we lost. We never fucking won. Yeah. Because there's so much work to do just before you can, so much work to do to undo some things. They're not going to have time to do some new shit.
You know, what's up, Poetcon? What's up, Slow Motion? See, my thing is, if the loser can come out acting like they're winning, and us, the winners, can't say sit your ass down, you lost. we're not doing what we're supposed to do.
We're not doing
how we gonna win and still shut up and still let these things happen and still not say, hey, you lost, I'm holding you accountable for this destruction that you got going on right now. See, at some point in time, we have to be bold enough to stand up. And you know, I just wrote a poem about how we it says, you know, for years being black has been an instant apology. You know, we apologize for people killing us, apologize for getting arrested, and we ain't done nothing. We just apologizing because we were taught subservience to that. You know, okay, master, I'm sorry, master. You know, I ain't gonna run away. That was Toby, master. That was Toby back there trying to get away. So until we understand that we can no longer be embarrassed by sharing the truth with us. Yeah, we got to be bold and say, look, I heard what you said, but that's a lie. Let me tell you what the truth is. So when we start sharing the truth, and people gonna understand, like, man, I ain't hanging out with them, man, because all they got is truth. I want to hang around with some liars because it's so easy to hang around with liars, and you know, it make me feel good when I can be right even if I'm lying.
Even if I'm lying. That's a hell of a place to be. That's a hell of a mindset to be in. I'm telling you. That is one hell of a mindset to be in. I always say I don't want to be right all the time. That's too much damn attention. I want somebody else to be right on some shit. I want to be able to just sit there and be like, oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I hang with you. trying to learn some shit.
Well, look, we learn from each other because I damn sure learned some stuff. Listen, Harriet Tubman walked 800 miles. We're not thinking one way.
Yeah.
That didn't really register with me until you had that conversation. Talking about learning some shit. Imagine that. She went 800 miles just to go there.
And to take some other people.
She was straight. She had to come back. When I look at you, let me tell you what movie I looked at that I really enjoyed. And what really made me see that bastard Ronald Reagan for what he was a deceitful motherfucker. The Butler.
Yeah.
You watched The Butler?
Yeah.
And I watched how they treated him and how he allowed himself to be treated. And then when his son went through what he went through, his son helped him understand, no, father, that's not what I meant by calling you a house nigga. I'm telling you what they called you, even if you don't see it. And I watched how they made Ronald Reagan look like he was going to be dignified. And, oh, I'm thinking wrong. And then turn right back around. Same day, bite his damn tongue. Oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but that's the way it's been. That's what we just got away from.
Yeah.
So we just created change that we didn't know was coming. We keep talking about change coming, but we didn't understand that we got the first Black female vice president ever in the history of America.
What other change are you looking for right now?
I said we got the first Black governor, first Black man governor.
Come on.
First time in Georgia.
In Georgia.
And I read, so I Googled, I said, okay, how many Black senators were there? You know, males. It's only been 11.
11.
In the history of America, there's been 11 Black senators.
Wow.
So I'm saying, so we haven't paid attention that long. We've been coming up short.
We enjoy sleeping. It feels good.
That's what I'm saying. We've been coming up short this long. I'm saying, and then we got the first Hispanic that's in one of the positions that Joe Biden just elected. Yeah, disappointed. You know, and we don't understand. We can't keep having first in 2021. You know, and remember that we are 3 or 4 generations of college students when we're battling people that's 25.
And so what we went to school for?
Yeah, 25 generations of college students. And this, you know, we can't, you know, the thing is at some point in time, we got to understand that we have to band together to be better than we've been. We can't be the same us that we've been all this time.
You see what this is, right? Paper towel. This came from a tree at one point, right? And they turned it into paper. Just like your damn degree. If you got a degree, you can't do nothing with it. They use the same thing to wipe away shit from your ass. It's the same damn thing. We go into school to get degrees and don't do nothing. People without degrees doing more work. And then you get a degree in this, and it's kind of like the black quarterbacks when they come out to the NFL. What they do? You come out a quarterback, they make you a wide receiver. Think about it. You come out, you a quarterback when you came out of college. You get to the NFL, oh, you're going to be a wide receiver. The same thing with your degree. Oh, you got a degree in that? Okay, well, check this out. Well, here's the job that I'm going to give you. Ain't got nothing to do with your degree. And so I'm saying, I'm not knocking people who have degrees. I don't have one. I didn't go to school to have one. But hell, I teach people with a degree. How about that shit? And I ain't got
but see, I think the art of having a degree is that at some point in time you learn to listen. What happened to your ears?
What happened to your ears?
You had to pass some tests. You had to pass some tests to get that degree. Yeah.
But you don't need them no more once you got a degree.
Yeah, so now you
can have and wrap it around your head.
So at some
degrees and people that went to school for things like criminal justice and all this kind of law. Criminal justice from the 2000s. From the 2000s, criminal justice was one of the most. There's so many. I need to get the numbers for that. Everybody went to school for criminal justice.
Exactly.
And they ain't got no criminal law coming out of no goddamn. Well, they ain't lawyers. A lot of them become police officers.
Ain't helping nobody with the little information they got.
They ain't helping shit. A lot of them become police officers and sheriffs and COs in the prisons.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need no criminal justice. I can get an art degree and do that.
Know what I'm saying? It's amazing that we are here trying to discover what 10 times now is. See, 10 times now is saying that the conversation we just had is 10 times more important. What happened yesterday was 10 times more important than what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
These Confederate flags running around the Capitol wasn't about Confederate flags running around the Capitol. It was about that all the police, the lineup of military, when we were out there to guard Washington Monument, when black people were marching in Washington, and now you got white people with Confederate flags and knowing their militia and whatever else marching in Washington, and they ain't got no guards. I ain't seen not one police. I ain't seen no tear gas. I ain't seen no rubber bullets hit nobody. They didn't have no shields. I didn't see them beating and kicking nobody. I ain't see them beating and kicking no old lady or old white man. I'm saying the things that we can definitely see when we march, when we black marching. But when we white marching, hey, it's a whole different class. They might hold your hand and help you down the stairs.
Yeah. Let me move that barrier for you, buddy.
I saw somebody posted that. I think I saw policemen escorting people to their car.
You said you ain't see no shields, you ain't see no niggas. That's how they said it. All the niggas was out, but according to American standards, none of it, man.
Yeah, and then they try to say, "Oh, that was Antifa." Because I think the president and his attorney general said that Black Lives Matter was a terrorist group.
Yeah,
but QAnon and all the people running around there, sitting at people's desks and going rummaging through their desks and taking letters and breaking off signs so they can split the sign with somebody. Now, you take half of Nancy Pelosi's sign, I'll take the other half. This is mine. I'm taking this podium. I'm like, but
Wait, that
y'all
nigga
doing?
had a whole podium in his arm. What is he going?
I'm saying so to me, it was like somebody told them to go in there and they had no idea where they were going or why they were going. Because they didn't go in there with purpose. They were under demand.
They knew what they was doing.
Yeah, but I'm saying they went because somebody told them.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like we go in here and we're gonna say, senators, we need y'all to do this, or representatives, we need y'all to do. We're here because of this. If we went there, we'd say, look, I'm here because I want to speak.
AJ, let's think about this. How did they know that there was no security at that time?
No. How did they know how to go directly to those offices?
How did they know to go to them offices? And
Because I heard somebody say that it's hard. I heard somebody say they've been there for years and it's hard for them to find Nancy Pelosi's office when they're looking for it. But somebody went in there, was sitting directly at the desk.
At the desk. With his feet on the desk. Them
so it's like
last night. You want to see some real niggas? Watch the replay. Them was the real niggas last night. God almighty. Oh man.
So the question is, what are we gonna do now? What's up, slow motion? What's up, Porcon? To me, what we're gonna do now is understand that we have senators. We got 133 Republican senators. One might be black, that said that they wanted to disavow 20 million votes of minorities. Now we got 7 senators that said they want to disavow 133 representatives. So let's see which one of those representatives are from your state. Let's see, when is their position up? When are they up for election again? So now let's see how many senators you have in your state. What year are they? Is it 2022? If it's 2022, we got to start now saying, okay, so how are we going to address this? Who do we need to talk to? Can I just go to City Hall and find out some information? So let's figure out who the senators are first, and when their post is up, let's see what they're doing. See if they're on the list of saying that our votes don't matter. You know, when Ted Cruz said that, he said he wanted to disavow the illegal votes in Michigan, but it wasn't illegal votes. He said they erected 200 polling places that were illegal. So the votes that came out of those polling places were legal. He just wanted to disavow the polling places so every vote that happened in there would be canceled out. So we don't hear the argument they're having. See, we think they're saying they have targeted arguments about us. Mm-hmm. We don't have any targeted questions about them.
Right. I'm writing this down because I got to ask these questions on my Zoom tomorrow.
Yeah, so find out who your senators are, your representatives are, find out who your attorney generals are. 17 attorney generals signed on the Texas lawsuit to disavow votes in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and another state, Arizona. And they just wanted to disavow the minority votes in the minority neighborhoods. So those senators, whatever state they're from, means that they don't care about the people in their area. It's like, they ain't gonna do nothing, they ain't gonna vote me out. So how do we begin to understand that we need to change in order to change something? See, we see change happen. We saw Georgia, that's never been blue, just vote in 2 senators. It was close.
Yeah, it was close.
I thought it was just gonna be 1. I thought it wasn't gonna happen. But see, when you see something happen, how do we make it happen everywhere?
Everywhere.
How do we change the process? How do we say, okay, Arizona, we getting rid of your senators. Texas, we getting rid of Cruz, and we getting rid of your senators. Yeah. We getting rid of McConnell and these other senators, because nobody understood that when they say they're trying to disavow votes and that there were illegal votes, but those were the same people on the same ballot. As if the president, that was a problem. That was some illegal votes.
Yeah.
But me, I actually won. You can't disavow votes and not disavow your win.
Exactly. It's the same damn situation.
And we didn't hear that. We weren't listening to anything. We just listened to one side of the argument. We didn't apply logic to the whole situation.
Yeah.
So let's see, if they're having this argument, let's have the whole argument with them and let them see why they sound so illogical within their in the boundaries of their logic.
Part of the problem, AJ, is because the shit they talk like they fucking robots. And you know, we don't want to hear that. That shit ain't get down. That ain't gangster. We want to hear that shit. But that's the most gangster shit we hear.
Yeah,
Them jokers was repeating the same shit every
day.
And I'm saying to myself, why y'all ain't do that shit in the Zoom? Put the shit in the Zoom and put the shit on Facebook for everybody and Instagram and YouTube for us to see the shit later. We wasting our damn time with that shit. It was like Sesame. It was like not Sesame Street. Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Mr. President, okay, you got the certificate, and then Iowa, and then Joshua, and Jason, and this certificate. You ready for certificate? I was like, what the fuck is this? And we ain't listening to that shit. Listen, I had the TV on, and I didn't understand the shit. Only thing I knew for sure, they were saying certificate, and I seen numbers going, and then they say, okay, we protesting. And that damn, what's the president, vice president? He said, well, did you have it signed and signed by governor? No, we didn't. Well, then that doesn't count. I said, all right, motherfucker, I'm with you now.
As they say, because the last one, they say, did you have it signed by Senator Ted Cruz? Them. They say, did you have it signed by Senator? They say, we did, but he changed his mind. He said, so you do not have it signed by the senator, so sit your ass down. But I was listening to the arguments because when he said that Michigan erected 200 illegal polling places, so that means that all the votes at those polling places were legal. He's just saying that the erected places where they voted was illegal. So he wanted to disallow those polling places, which would actually cancel out all those votes. But he wasn't attacking the votes.
He wasn't attacking the votes at all. We wasn't
attacking the places.
And here's the thing about it. The place can't go in effect if both parties don't agree in any way.
I know it.
Now, you might be arguing from here, but both the party already agreed, yeah, we're going to let the votes happen.
But see, he was arguing polling places in the state that ain't his.
It ain't even his state.
You know, when the Supreme Court tells you that we see your argument, ain't no argument at all. So we're not even going to address it or give you any information toward it because it makes absolutely no sense.
None.
And then you get mad because you say, well, you know, Supreme Court just didn't want to hear the truth. It's like, well, you kind of got to have some truth for somebody to hear.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that we're sitting here arguing facts of a situation that we just changed, we just won, but we don't understand that a lot of us did not vote still. A lot of us didn't participate, and we're accepting the win. I'm saying, how you don't participate and you still feel like you won?
How? That's like you ran the race and I'm saying, yeah, we won. I didn't even put no damn shoes on. I still got on my church shoes. Ran around the whole 400 yards.
But see, we have to understand that it's time that we lose our ego. We understand that we have to come together in a way to where we have to understand what's happening around us.
Yeah.
And when that happens, if you've never noticed what's going on around you, we got to come and shut the hell up and say, okay, let me hear what's going on and see if I can participate. What's up, Azar King, Ty Black? But a lot of times we have to understand that, look, let me sit down and let me Google what the facts are. Who are my senators? Okay, when are they up? Who is this? Because when you look at Ossoff, man, I was so impressed with his debate, with his argument. Mm-hmm. But he was fighting for a seat that was given to Loeffler when another guy retired.
Yeah.
So he took over Loeffler's seat that only had 2 years left in it. So the seat he just won is up in 2022. So that was a hell of a fight he put up.
Yeah.
But it was a fight for 2 years. While Warnock got 6. So what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? We need to see what he does while he's there.
Yeah.
See if he needs that support. See what Texas, see who senators in Texas and who senators in Arizona, who senators in all these states that say that our vote don't count. Let's start making our vote count, not just from the city you in. Man, I'm talking to where you at, John?
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina.
In North Carolina, I'm in Las Vegas. So we're talking to people all over the place. So if he started in North Carolina, I started in Vegas, you start in Texas, you start in Oklahoma, you start in Florida, you start where we're evoking change instantaneously in all these places at one time with the same conversation. So now we have a goal, we have a plan, but we come back with the information that we're asking for. And we say, okay, when is your sentences up? Okay, in 2 years. Well, yours are quicker. Let's see what we can do in your area. Ours is 6 years from now, 4 years from now. So we're gonna take whatever we learn from you and make it applicable to us. So now we're passing knowledge from person to person, from state to state, because a vote is a vote, but we got to do it better than we've been doing.
Yeah, we got to do it because we ain't doing shit. If you're gonna jump off the building, you can't keep inching up to the edge of the steps.
just leap.
I used to watch. You remember Benny Hill, the Benny Hill show, and Tim Conway be moving his feet. I'm moving as fast as I can. That's not.
Yeah.
We inching this shit. We ain't getting nowhere.
But I like Tim Conway, the golfer.
It was a milestone. What happened? You heard your favorite president talking about, oh, it was a landslide. It was illegal. It was illegal because black people did something.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying. It was making everything we do illegal.
Everything because we were doing it. Because we ain't supposed to know no better. That's why it was illegal. Now they never did it at home. They really want to say it's not possible because we ain't supposed to do that, but they just use illegal. Same shit.
Yeah, so when we understand it, and if we can change Georgia and we can apply that to Florida and apply that to South Carolina and apply that to Texas, and let's look at the places where, because once we, I want to talk to Stacey Abrams on here. I really do. I'm gonna see if we can't get her, because I think a lot of times we get too big for ourselves, and I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying that we are looking to talk to people that can help us do what it is we want to do, because I don't want to do it just in Vegas. I want to do it in South Carolina. I want to do it where you live, in Texas. So type on here where you live, what state you live in. Type in your state. We're going to see how many states on here.
I'm going to send an email to somebody who's in law that might be able to get us, or a representative from her office.
I just got the phone number for the attorneys for Breonna Taylor.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'm gonna try and contact them, see if they come on here.
Gotcha. I'm sending one to some of my people to see if we can get Stacey Abrams on here.
But I'd like to talk to Texas. Yeah. Okay, we got Alejandro from Texas. We got Will Patterson from Texas. Slow motion, where you from? No, but see, that would be great for sure. It would. Slow motion, Florida. So we got Texas, Florida, and but I think it's awesome that we can come here and say, okay, so when are your sentences up in Texas? Because I don't think Ted Cruz is on the ballot. He was on the ballot this year, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, Ted Cruz was on the ballot, but somebody else wasn't. So I'm trying to figure out how they say the ballots were illegal, but I still won.
Your ass lost it, right?
That don't make sense to me. That you're saying you want to disavow the ballots, but I'm gonna keep my win.
Oh, that only count for them. That don't count for me.
Yeah. I'm like, your name was about 3 inches from the president. I remember seeing your name. It was like 3 inches from the president's name. So you was on the same sheet.
The same damn sheet, but mine is okay. It's yours.
Yeah. So how do we begin understanding slow motion station from New York? I'm saying, how do we begin to mark the things we need to get done? I'm saying we just had an election, but a new election coming up in 2022. So if we're gonna do something, if we're gonna sit down and say, okay, we need to get the funds. So I can imagine if we cashed up $1 a week or $2 a month from enough people, $2 a month, that's 24 months from now.
Yeah.
So $2 a month would be what? 24 would be 48, be what? 96? That'd be $96 a person. $2 a month be $96 a person. So we could definitely get somebody on the show to talk to them and say, look, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we want to get done. This is how we're trying to get it done.
Yeah.
So
what's up?
Yeah, yeah. So we really have to start saying that we want to be a part of this process, and we can't be a part of change if we're not willing to change the way we've done things.
Some of the major, that's our major issue. We talk.
Oh, you're pretty good at that.
We do a lot of that. Man, I swear, man, if I ever had a chance, here you go, your goddamn chance. All of you jokers, I'm trying to be nice and keep my language under par. All of you people who, if I had a chance, man, I swear, here's your chance. Oh, my brother's in the building. My brother.
All right, all right.
Listen.
So y'all stay on. I'm on 10 times now with Coach Job. We're on. He's on Instagram, on Twitter, on Instagram and YouTube
and Facebook.
And Facebook.
So right now I'm on my brother on, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. It's an honor to have him in the building, man. And Braxton.
What's going down, brother?
My brother.
What's up, my brother?
How you doing?
This is my man AJ. AJ, that's Braxton. Braxton, I need you to introduce yourself to the people that's watching. Tell them who you are, where you're from. Tell them what you do, bro.
Well, I just want to apologize first of all, John. Somehow I didn't see the first email come, so it's never hit my calendar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. And over here trying to get the light right a little bit. You know,
okay.
Try not to be so.
We ain't in no rush.
So light right, you know. But hello out there, everybody. My name is Braxton Winston. I'm a lot of things, I guess, but I'm a Charlotte City Council member in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been elected twice, so elected first in 2017 and reelected in 2019, and this is an election year, believe it or not. Trying to figure that all out. But I got into this work following our experience here in Charlotte in September 2016, the Charlotte uprising, which occurred after CMPD killed Keith Lamont Scott, who was waiting for his kids to get off the bus, as he did every day in his driveway, in his neighborhood. And I showed up to the scene and during the police investigation while CSI was doing it, and I was present when it kind of turned in from an investigation to the community demanding answers. Those answers having to get those answers having to turn into protests, and that protest evolved into violence. And we uprose in the streets of Charlotte for a week. And I really tried to figure out, it was the first time I had ever been involved in something like that, but I found myself like literally right in the front of it. And I asked myself, well, what the hell am I doing? You know, I'm supposed to be here for a reason. What's this reason? I want change. I'm here now. I have the ability to kind of shut up and go home or figure out how to be part of the change that I wanted to see. And how could I bring whatever I had to the struggle? So I decided to do that, and I've been doing that since. But besides that, I'm a father of three. I'm a coach. I'm a union stagehand. I work in the entertainment business for 15 years, 16 years, making production. You know, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Well, originally I was actually born down in Charlotte. My father's a Marine, but both my parents are Brooklynites. And I was raised in Crown Heights, East New York, Canarsie, Flatbush. And I came down here for college, Davidson College in 2001. Wow. First week of class was 9/11. So my father's a New York City fireman. My mother's a retired school teacher. She was walking across the Brooklyn Bridge from Murray Bertram High School when the first towers fell, coming out the Chambers Street A train station just after the second plane hit.
Brax, I didn't realize you was from Brooklyn because I'm from East New York.
Yeah, man. You don't even remember. We talking about Cypress Hills Project, baby.
Yeah. And so that speaks a lot about how you're able to, because for y'all that don't know, Braxton is not a sit behind kind of guy. He's a upfront in person. That's how I met him. And so, but that fearlessness I see. That's from being from that, because you listen. You can't have fear. Oh, it come from there. Oh, we lost you. Oh, hold on.
I got you. I mean,
Okay.
you can have fear, but you ain't gonna do nothing. You know, you're gonna. That's fine. It ain't for everybody. Everybody plays a role. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I will tell you what I do take from Brooklyn. What people it's always been hard to translate down here is the hustle. Is the sense of hustle. You know, and that's really what I take when it comes down to legislating and governing. You know, we could always be working on this, and this is what I'm here to do. I'm a worker, like I'm a grinder, like that's what we do, right? And if it ain't about the grinding, I'm not with it, you know. And if I ain't grinding, then I'm not doing it, you know. And so you hustle on it, and then you about action, right? You're about action. We're not here to talk about it for too long. Figure out and keep it moving. But that's hard to translate down here, whether it be Charlotte, but also in government, right? Because there's a difference between leadership in government and politics, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Politics is how I'm supposed to sell myself to you. You're supposed to understand the lens that I look through. Right. And I got to show you that. And I got to show you why I have to convince you why my politics, my approach to a problem, right, like is one that speaks to your best interests versus the other person. But once I get in there, I need to be applying my lens to the work, you know, not constantly selling myself, you know. And that's the difference. I think that's the difference between politics and leadership and governance.
Yeah, man. I just want to say I appreciate you coming on here, man. My name is AJ Houston. Man, Coach John. Man, we started this show. You know, the show is called 10 Times Now. We started the show because we wanted, you know, people like yourself to come through, because we keep explaining that every moment that we experience right now is 10 times more important than we see it being. So we started off discussing yesterday. That, you know, yesterday wasn't the first time it happened. When the president started doing what he's doing, that's still from 1876. That's when the agreement was made and Reconstruction halted and Jim Crow started. So there's a whole lot of things that happen in these processes that we don't pay attention to. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to tell everybody, look, who are the senators in your area? When is their term up? Because we just saw what change looked like. Yeah. So if we start working right now for 2022, we can say that, okay, is Osloff need to win again? We can make him win because he has 2 years, because he's serving a term from somebody else that retired that Lofton took over 2 years. So now he was just voting in. So I asked everybody to look and see who's their attorney general, who's their senators, who's their representatives, because we need to see how we can make a change in North Carolina or Las Vegas or Florida or Texas, and we can make it applicable to each place we're in if it works for the next time up. Who's up next?
So I would drill in a little even further. You know, honestly, most of those that you named, while they matter, a lot of the time for as individuals, they're going to matter existentially, right? Like what happened yesterday, like you said. That affects all of us. That's a collective trauma. It's a historical trauma, you know. But for most of us, it's existential, right? Because it's symbolic, right? Because it's obvious that you can overthrow our government, you know, if you're part of the right group, and they open the doors for you, right? And now we're struggling because we live in a government within governments that are destabilized, that has been exposed, right? Again, some Brooklyn stuff, right? You tough until that person is tough in the hood until they get punched in the face, right? And they go and they get slapped, right? And then it's different, right? The dynamics are different in the playground, right?
Yeah,
very different. And that's what happened to us. But your local government, right? That's how I got into this. I realized when I came down here and I was trying to hold my government accountable, I didn't know none of this, right? Couldn't tell you what a city council did. I had never heard of a city manager. I grew up in New York City. The buck stopped with the mayor, but I really couldn't tell you how he got stuff done, right? I have Ivy League education. I went to Phillips Academy Andover for high school. You know, Bill Belichick wrote my college recommendation. You know what I mean? Like, I went to Davidson College, which is called the Princeton of the South. They never teach you about how local government works, right? So the decisions that I make are not existential. When I make a decision on Monday night, they're affecting you tomorrow morning. You know? And so, but I'm elected with a large majority by 70,000 people, right? Only 70,000 people, and that was a lot. You know, well, it's the same universe of 500,000 people that can vote. You know, and so I'm only getting a tiny, but those tiny bit of folks are making decisions, right? That are impacting people every day. So we're making decisions based on their common sense, right? Because their voices are not being heard. So that is where, and those elections are happening every year. Every year is an election. So,
but that's
years from now.
Not to interrupt you, but I'm saying, but that's exactly what we're talking about. The local positions first, and the other position. I'm saying, the question was for everybody to discover who's in their area locally, for the local and for the national. Because once we discover that there's people in our area that's not doing the work we need them to do, how do we gather enough of us uniformity to say that we're going to change your place first, yours next, then we're going to work on this? Because I think the way change happens is we began to understand that there needs to be a change.
Yeah.
Well, it starts with understanding the fishbowl that you live in, right? Understanding the fishbowl that you live in, because the commonality is exactly what you said. That's how you go up. So when I go to Washington with the things that I need to get some more affordable housing, to get green technologies implemented, to get workforce developed in a certain way, to get support for the arts. It's a democracy. So if we're all from different municipalities around the country, if there's no coalitions out there, then again, Washington is going to answer to the biggest dog on the block. But if we're all kind of speaking from a similar hymnal, to really understand how to implement policy, how to understand how to generate local revenues and match those with federal funds. If we're doing that with different municipalities from across the country, and then we're going up to Washington with that, that's how democracy works. But right now, like you say, Coach AJ, like, we don't know. Like, we just don't even know. We can feel it ain't right, but we just don't have the language. We don't have the verbiage, right? It's like being in East New York and then spending a weekend in Harlem, and never been there. And they talk different language. Like, they say different things. And I get it. I know what you're saying, but where do you use it?
Somebody translate it for me, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
So you say you do in the art. You say what do you do as an artist? I'm saying what is your arting?
Well, I support artists. So I'm a stagehand. I'm a stagehand. I'm a camera operator. I'm the labor. I'm building sets. I'm working on a TV series in town right now, Delilah. I do anything and everything. I started in theater in school, when I was in high school, and college is a whole path. I played football, and then I got real sick, and I had to stop the next day. The technical director of the college was like, "Yo," he pulled up on me. The college president had told him about me. He really liked me. He said, "Yo, you want to go to a Alicia Keys, Missy Elliott, Beyonce concert?" It's like, is this a trick question? Like, yeah, of course I want to go, but I'm a college student. I'm sick. I'm broke. He's like, "You want to go and get a check?" I was like, "Word." And literally the day after I stopped playing football, I became a stagehand. And I've been doing that ever since, in one way or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, because see, arting is so important to our conversation. It's not just our conversation, because we're building in this process on this platform a bigger community across the Great Divide. I'm saying that includes UK, Ireland, all these other places. So if we can actually join forces in thought, we can actually join the process of rejuvenating or investing in each other.
Yeah.
Which, you know, because Coach Ja got what, 3 books, working on another one, two more coming out soon.
I'm dropping 4 next month.
So that's what I'm saying. So we're actually publishers and writers and poets, and we host other events where we have conversations and interviews and other things with other people. So we're trying to bring this collective idea that we need to be better selves. We need to be better us's.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming through. I just wanted to know what your arting was.
Well, and you know, I'll tell, you know, I go, you know, I think my arting right now is my voice as well, my spoken voice. You know, I met Ja. I reminded him of this when we were talking a couple of days ago. Keith Lamont Scott was killed on a Tuesday. I was arrested on a Sunday, and we had that meeting on a Monday, and I think, Ja, you had a candlelight vigil like Tuesday, the week after.
Yeah.
And I was really, I felt like when I was arrested, I was targeted, and I realized that I had to make a transition again 6 days into this. That we were very effective taking an insurgent kind of role of controlling a narrative, right? Again, thinking about art, right? How do you message? You have to have a clear narrative and communicate it effectively, and we were able to do that. But when they arrested me, and the way in the manner that I was arrested, I was like, I got to step away. I can't stay out on the street because I have to be intentional. I have to figure out how to be intentional. And Ja invited me to the open mic, the visual, and there was an open mic session. And I heard you told me a story. You told a story about your survival, and the words that were going on. You let me speak. My kids were there. It was the first time my family was involved, and you know, because it was scary. It was scary for everybody. And I remember just okay, I've been thinking from when I got arrested in jail, and I just been, what am I supposed to do? And then you invited me, and the power of the word, the power of what am I actually saying? What are we saying? What do I hear the group saying? And I've just been trying to, since then, really understanding that, like you said, the art, the ability to communicate, the ability to have a rhythm, you know, and keep people's attention and it be relevant. You know, that's what I've tried to do. You know, sorry, I got in my role.
Oh, you good, bro?
No, you're good. You're good. But I'm saying that's perfect. But that's what the question is, because see, we're here on a mission of discovery, and I call it discovery because this is a new platform. This is a new conversation in totality. But it's a new conversation that we're trying to direct as a mission, that we don't have a guideline for our conversations. We want whatever you want to talk about, send it and we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what you might learn, but you have to come open-minded, because I'm not afraid of what I'm gonna learn. I'm willing to learn whatever it is you're available to teach me.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like, you know, that's what I've been able to experience over the past 4.5 years now. Honestly, that I had been looking for, and that I didn't experience anytime in show. I had always felt like an outsider, right? I always felt like an outsider down here. I was always thinking, up until September 20th, 2016, I woke up every day trying to figure out how I was going to make it back up to New York.
Wow.
Right? How am I going to be economically mobile enough that I can finish doing what I'm doing here and get back up to the crib.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally, and then I found my purpose, and I found a community, right? Like I found a community of people that not only just didn't reject me, but like you said, will have an open mind. And like, I just never fit in here. I always felt like the other. And it wasn't just been white people, you know? It wasn't just white people.
No, I'm laughing because what I heard you say is you were walking around and discovered that this ain't home. So how do I make this home? Because I know what home felt like where I'm from. So how do I participate in something that's going to give me a commonality that I can feel like I have purpose in this place to make it home? See, that's been our whole conversation for this platform is we came to America in chains and shackles and we were drugged. And when you find a home, you revamp the kitchen, you knock out a wall so you can see to the living room. You kind of make it your home. But we living in places we haven't done anything to. So this can't be home until we start participating in what makes it home. So we're here talking about voting, talking about why we voting at 60% when Barack was president, and how can you play football? Your coach ever tell you in the huddle, look, we're playing for the championship. I want you to get out here and give it your 60%. That sounds funny, don't it?
I mean, you also bring up a good point because people, and just like me, when you don't see yourself in home, like people don't, we really don't know how to talk about democracy, right? What you're talking about in terms of getting to know, people see it like democracy is a thing. The people's voice, like you said, that is central. Our government, the government is not set up, you know, for home as our home right now, which is why we need to get in there and utilize the parts that we do. We know democracy is us, our people, right? The people, the village, like the village having a say. Like, no, there's no one master that gets to say, I'm the expert. You need to follow me, right? That's we are village people, right? We're social creatures. So we got to say, okay, we have a home in democracy, you know. So let's go get in there and stretch out our legs. We're afraid of that. We think that we need to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But no, we need to get in there.
And that's it.
I want to ask a question. So you up for you have to election year for you too? And so what campaign are you running? Because I don't want to miss that. I want to make sure that we address that because I already know the type of brother you are, and so I want to give whatever support I might have for that because I know what you're going to be fighting for is something that is going to benefit us and not just one particular group. And so how does that process work for you as far as voting and getting people registered to vote for you?
That's a good idea. So I'm going to start with a political answer because it's
no problem.
And I'm going to concentrate on government for as long as I can. We have a lot of fucking work to do. Excuse my language.
Oh, you're good.
Especially after yesterday, and you know, whether it be COVID, whether it be trying to change the way these policies work, getting, you know, we have a very ambitious transportation plan. We got a lot of work to do with affordable housing, dealing with the violent increases in violence. So I'm going to try to keep as focused on that as possible. I'm going to continue to listen to my constituents, listen to people that, you know, just how I got into this. I'm going to make my decision of what I'm going to do next when it's the proper time. You know, I didn't announce that I was going to run for city council until June, and I didn't decide really until April, late May. I'm going to be I'm going to be very intentional about that. But either way, I mean, like you said, how do we get people? First things first, we need people to register.
That's right.
We need people to understand. And again, this is the understanding that we think we don't see our home in this, is that voting is not the end all be all, but it's square one. You build my campaign and my message is built on building a more equitable, accessible, and interconnected society. Charlotte, North Carolina, America, whatever. And when you vote, voting is the most easy, basic way to get more equity in the system, more access, and have and look at things in a more interconnected fashion, right? So you build equity. You literally build equity in the system when you vote, right? Because people like me. So, like I said, I have 1,500,000 people that could vote for me, right? if I mailed a piece of paper to say vote for Braxton, right? I would have to spend, I would have to print 500,000 pieces of paper, and I would have to pay for 500,000 stamps.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I can effectively do that and pay people and, you know, to run my campaign and organize, and I can't buy T-shirts, I can't buy yard signs. You know, I've already spent $1 million on that. So who am I gonna mail pieces of paper to? I'm going to mail pieces of paper to people that I know that are going to vote in municipal election, not people that only vote in presidential election, not people that vote in presidential and midterm, but only people that are going to vote in presidential, right? Midterms and local elections and every election, right? Because that's how I whittled down my resources, right? Like even this mail to 70,000 people is a lot of money, right? So I can't even do that all the time, right? So you literally build equity, right? Like I will spend, I don't care who you are, right? I don't care how much money you make, what zip code you're at, you know, if you're homeless or not, I'm going to try to find a way to contact you if you vote in every election. I'm going to spend more money on you, right? You're worth more to the system, and vice versa. You're worth more to somebody's going to try to spend money to disenfranchise your vote because they know they got to keep you away.
Yeah.
The other 430,000 people that vote in Mecklenburg, they don't have to worry about them because, you know, they're not going anywhere.
But my question was going to be this. Okay, so what if this is for you? What if we decided that whatever mission you want to say, you can give it to us in increments? We would share it with everybody that follows us on every platform. We would have multiple conversations with you because we want you to do continually what you're doing. And we want to show other people that we're willing to invest our time of whatever funds or whatever means and methods we have in this media service to invest in you. So you can say, okay, today I want to talk about transportation. Mm-hmm. So we bring you on, we like to talk about transportation. Maybe it's 30 minutes. And we share it with everybody. Say, hey, come on, we got Braxton on. He's talking about transportation. It's in his town, but it might matter in yours too. So we start showing people how it works because I just want to show people that we can work together on whatever together look like.
And I want to tell you, this might feel dirty when I say it. It's money, raise money.
Oh, but we talking about that too.
Yeah. Oh, well, you have. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
So what you got to understand is that government literally is a corporation, right? It literally is a government entity. Like it's just a corporate, like it's registered with the Secretary of State. And again, this is where governance comes in. What am I? I sit on the board of directors. I hire a CEO who is the city manager. I answer to my shareholders, which are the voters, and I have to give guidance for what the image is. And I got to keep, you know, so you have me, I'm a person, right? I'm your candidate, I'm your representative. But my campaign is an organization, right? It's an organization, right? So I mean, just think about logistics. Like you said, all of these places that, for instance, if I want to go to AJ, where are you? I'm sorry.
I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, I need to focus on here, but like, yeah, we do need to talk in Las Vegas and Texas, and just keeping that schedule down. You know, you have to have a good organization around you to be effective. You know, that takes resources. So if I don't have resources, I got to figure out how to do all of that by myself. I got to make my content. I got to distribute it. Like, you know, I gotta be my promoter and marketer. You know, I also got to work. You know.
Okay, let me refine my statement just a little bit. See what I was saying. See, like when we go live, when John go live, he'll put his Cash App down and say, okay, donate to this. And it's donated to John. So what I'm saying is, I'm not asking you to expand beyond the perimeters of where you are or what you do. I'm just saying that we're willing to expand beyond the perimeters of where we are and what we do to support you. So I'm saying, so we're willing to raise funds and say, okay, these funds are for Braxton. This is what he does. And then we start showing people what your mission is and where you are. So now we have other people interested in investing in you, because when Osloff and when Warnock were running, it wasn't just Georgia money that was running Georgia. it was a lot of people saw the necessity of this plan. So they began to work for Georgia, from Texas, from Mississippi, from Tennessee, because they say, you're going to help us. So what's going to help me is you got these lots like I do. What's going to help me is that people are going to see us invest in you.
So go to
votebraxton.com.
Go to votebraxton.com/contribute, or you can just go to votebraxton.com and hit contribute. And that's it. But you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. That's how it gets done. Coalition building, right? Speaking to the base, but the only way, you need to make sure, whether it's me or any other politician, you need to make sure that they are representing your voice.
Yeah.
And don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the pretty face, and because you like, my voice, I feel more comfortable. Like, nah, you got to make sure that when they paying attention, they're voting away, they're agitating, you got to make sure that you got to follow up.
I'm saying, because I got a lot of poet friends where you are. And a lot of them are prominent. They've been doing it for a minute, because we've been hanging since what, 99, 2000. I'm saying poets that are fire poets that are doing a lot in the community. So I want to talk to them to see how they can help you there.
Yeah.
Because if they, and I just want to say this, if we can show that we are a consolidated group of saying that we are supporting our mission, and you just happen to be our mission.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you are, it's a mission. Let's say like a missionary, okay, like missionaries. I used to send money to missionaries over in Europe or over in China. America used to send missionaries to the islands to tell islanders that they need to learn the Bible. So I'm saying it's not the same thing, but I'm saying
but it is. We are the United States of America, and that's what we got to understand, how we're set up. We are 50 sovereign states, that are supposed to be united by this moral code, which is the Constitution. And so we have different things going on, but we have the same essential needs, right? And the same essential barriers that are set up by, the law. But what happens, like I said, coming down here, it was like the Twilight Zone, and it took me 16 years for it to click, And so you're absolutely right. It's no like anything. That's what we're in.
So when is the election?
We have a primary in September,
Okay.
and then the general in November, of course.
Okay, so that gives us, today is what, the 7th?
Yeah.
That gives us time this month to create a formidable plan so we can work on this mission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And see our conversation has been this the whole time, but see, a lot of people tune in because they're just listening, and they just think, okay, yeah, Coach John, AJ, they some dope poets. I just like to hear their poetry. But I always tell people, you don't want to write like me, because then you have to go through the same shit I went through to get this ability to write. So a lot of times, watch what you ask for, because you might not really want it. So we've been talking about coalition building. We've been talking about building a formidable plan for us and for just us as a people. And we can't build us as a people until we start building a plan for you.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, fellas, I'm gonna have to tap now. I got about 500 to 600 words I need to write. Actually, I'm putting a little op-ed together, so look out for that this weekend.
Listen, Bresson, let me say this to you. Shoot me any information. You got all my contacts. Shoot it to me. And when you got time to come back on, you're welcome to come back on, bro. We're here every Thursday. You got time to come back on when that campaign is running full steam ahead. When you need some voters, you need to figure it out. Brother, you know how to find me. We'll set it up. You're welcome to come back in anytime you're ready, and we'll make it happen.
Yo, you know what you need to check out? Because y'all about the voice and talking, y'all got to get on this Clubhouse.
Yeah, well, I was checking it out today. But Clubhouse, don't you need an invite from somebody in it?
They're doing it for right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody, but like, I guess they give you 5. But if you bring more people on, apparently they'll give you more. I haven't been inviting people Somebody invited me, but apparently they give you more. And
well, I just got an invite today.
Instagram,
I just got an invite today, and I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Instagram used to be iPhone only, and by invite. So
Right.
it's but y'all should because that's what you do. You talk.
Yeah.
Nah, but man, I appreciate you, my brother, man. And look, let me see how long your locks are.
Yo, I did.
Okay, so look like, oh man, look like you got about 18 years on them, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's my second set actually. I ain't had a low cut since 96. I had braids. I put locks in 99. Then I combed them out in 03. And I went back to braids and just rocking the do. And I put these in 2006.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now they look good, man. Look good. They're healthy, man. I like that.
Yo, I love yours, man. Like I've actually, if I won't cut them, I will cut them if I start to thin, but I won't cut them if I go grab. I've actually thought about like that look would be. I could, I'm like,
See, I'm saying, check it out. I woke up. God has snuck in my bedroom and painted my shit gray. It took me a while to appreciate that because I wasn't ready. So be careful what you ask for. I'm just telling you, because this is what, 24?
Yeah,
24. But I had like 18 inches cut off once, but I ain't cutting them no more.
He said God snuck in the bedroom and colored them. God almighty.
I woke up, I was a different person. I'm like, hey, what the?
That's funny. All right, fellas. Yeah, John. Yeah, just let me know. I'm sorry, man. It didn't make my calendar. I got you.
Good, yeah, it's all good. You made it, and like I said, anytime, just holler at me. I'll get you right back up here. Ain't no big deal. We'll make it happen.
And we're gonna tell everybody about you. You're gonna be our conversation. See, you know how everybody say we need a starter kit.
Yeah.
No, you are starter kit. So we need you to win. So that'll give us bragging rights because we was talking about doing some shit. How I'm a brag if somebody win if I ain't participate, but we're gonna participate because we want bragging rights on you winning.
Well, we need to know. You need to let us know what Las Vegas's municipal election schedule is on too. So
okay, yeah, I'm saying we doing that across the board. I got everybody researching their own area, and that's the homework that we get. We don't have people come in here and don't give them something to do because I want you to understand that if you're talking about doing something, work is involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, it ain't. I don't want to be part of it if ain't no hustle in it.
Now I heard the hustle part, but Josh said he doing 4 books, so that lets you know if he finna do 4 books in a month, there's some hustle involved in that.
That's what it is. All right, fellas, yo, y'all be safe. Y'all stay blessed.
Blessings, man.
Man,
keep it up, man. And just know, man, we gonna fight for you from now to then, whenever then is.
Yeah.
VoteBraxton.com.
I got it written down.
Peace. All right, Braxton. Peace, bro. Hey, man. Like I said, man, that's my brother, man. I met him out there on the front line. Like Lady V said, she was right there. We was on the front line. My slam team, let me say this to y'all. My slam team, respect to my slam. When I called them and told them this was what I was going to do, they stepped up and said, okay, coach, we're going with you. And we're going to be out here. And I had other poets who weren't on my slam team that came out, and I had some other intents that weren't on the team that came out. And I did not know Braxton before then. And I met Braxton right there. Like you said, we met right then and there on the front line. Braxton was on Facebook Live, and he had the microphone piece with the wire, and he was listening to everything that went on and talking to people. And it's just show you the power of when you do something. Just get your ass up and do it, man. And it's something to happen, right?
Yeah.
If you sit down, the only thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna sit down till your ass fall asleep. But if you get up and do something, whatever you do, it happens. And I know Braxton is a front line runner because I was on the front line with him. And when I wasn't out there, when my ass was home, he was still out there. I'm talking about the whole time he was out there. Yeah. So I went to gym and I went home. I wasn't out there every damn day. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. he was out there every day from the time it happened. He was on the scene when the call went out that the police had killed somebody. He was on the scene. I wasn't out there that early. I didn't go that damn early.
But and see, my thing is, see, we, you know, everybody been listening to us. We've been talking. What's up, Penetradope? Yeah, but we've been talking about doing something.
Yeah.
This was an excellent conversation. This is a young man that's doing positive things. So how can we talk about doing something when we don't work on doing something for him? You know, because he thought I was saying, he said, well, you got Vegas and all these different. We're not talking about different. We're talking about you. We're talking about supporting you, because we were just talking about $2 a week for everybody, you know, $2 a month. So what if we did to September? We asked everybody that followed us to donate, go and donate to votebraxton.com.
Yeah.
Go and donate $5 in the month that you can.
Yeah.
$5 a month. We're just gonna start $5. So votebraxton.com, we do $5. Everybody that we hang around, and we're gonna keep pushing it. So if we can get a lot of $5, so he can see that that money is coming from places that's not, that he didn't organize. He didn't send for that, because we're talking about helping somebody, but we can't help anybody if you don't help us.
You help us. And like I said, if anybody's confused, just call me. I'll help you be unconfused about that. But I watched him out there when his ass was getting arrested. I saw it. Listen, when they arrested Braxton, it was on TV. I saw it on TV when they was arresting him. And I'm talking about after he was in the seat, after he had already won the seat, because the brother's out there. When shit go down, Braxton shows up. And so when you talk about somebody on the front line, we got a front liner right there. Right there. Oh, hey, what you see?
I got the person, Penetradope. I don't know if this is a fake account, but they say, don't make the world blow up. They said up here, so good night, and manifest Trump not having bad things happen unbeknownst to us at some point in our lives. Eugenics is real. Then, and I'm tired. I'm trying to find what's before that, but they just said, who was asked, logging off now completely and praying that you all stop accusing me of having been through a process that I haven't. Witnesses. Who is asking to testify to their crimes now? Mayor. And I don't know what it is, but it's okay. I'm saying we're not asking you to testify. I don't even know who you are, so we're not asking you to testify. But it's okay. I want you to listen to this, because I would never, I don't want to send anybody away that's listening, because a lot of times you don't know that you're listening to this for a reason. It may change your scope on what it is you thought you were here for.
Yeah.
So yeah, nobody's asking. So I don't understand any of the conversation we're having with you, but I understand every conversation I've ever had.
Yeah.
But I don't understand this one, you know, and I don't know why we're having it, but it's okay. Let's have it. Yeah. We said this was an open forum, didn't we?
Yeah, that might be, Lady V said, might be a troll account, because you know they do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it is a troll, but I'm gonna leave them here because maybe they'll create an account tomorrow with their real name in. You're welcome. Come on back. We ain't shy. No, man, but that was dope, man. That was dope.
Able to make it. Like I said, I got some folks that I've reached out to that are in that field, that are frontline runners on the battlegrounds. But you know, it's the climate right now is what it is, and you know, but we'll get them on. We will get them on. And the key is for everybody who's watching and listening. And listen, just reach out to your people that you want to talk to. Reach out to those people that you want to hear their voices. Those people that are running for seats. I don't care if it's a local seat. I don't care how grand the seat is. If they want your vote, tell me. If you want to vote,
school board.
The show.
You know, could be school board. That's cool. Because cool. we need people in school board. Because I'm saying the reason. Okay, let me tell you the reason that I'm so keen. I'm so interested in voting. As a senior in high school, I went to Wilma Hutchins High School, and it was in Wilma Hutchins, Texas, right on the border of Wilma Hutchins. But I lived in this Lancaster area. It's Dallas by Bishop College. So we're going to school. We were bused. And my senior year, we said, okay, so we live in this all-white school district. Got these all-white school board members that ain't doing nothing for almost an all-black school now. Because all the white people left and went to this church that they made into a private school. So we said, okay, let's let's sit up, see if we can't find somewhere so we can actually start getting people registered to vote. So we got a little office at Easy Shop was the store on the corner down the street. So Easy Shop gave us this little office. We had about 8 phones installed, so we were there every evening. You know, after football practice or basketball practice, I'm now making phone calls. We calling people, hey, are you registered to vote? We're gonna send somebody over, you know, registration cards. So we got everybody registered to vote. We had churches with buses and people with station wagons willing to take people that didn't have rides to vote. Wow. So when it was time to vote, everybody, it worked perfectly. We got an all-black school board voted in an all-white school district.
Wow. Wow.
So we got an all-black school board voted in an all-black school district. We said, okay, we need a new school. So they said, okay. They voted in to build a new school. So 2 or 3 years later, they had the brand new school built. But we never went to the new school. But we got a brand new school voted, built. And it was just me seeing young people, us high school students, wasn't even eligible to register to vote yet. Get all these people registered, get all these people voting, change the whole construct of this district, had a brand new school building closer. So it was, because Spud Webb graduated 2 years behind me.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
But I'm saying we had a brand new school. So if we can get a brand new school built in this little bitty area, just because we sit down and call people and say, look, we want you to register to vote. Do you have a right to vote?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw it change. I saw the strength of change. So after that, when I was registered, I'd go to where I lived, and I'd hang out at the polling place and say, okay, what percentage of people is registered to vote in this area? They tell me, they say, okay. I said, how many people registered? Actually, what percentage of those numbers actually voted? And it was always, 23, 28, 31%. I'm like, 30, and I'm trying to figure out 31%. And I'm riding around, I'm seeing how our hood look.
Right.
All these complaints that people got, but ain't nobody walking. I'm saying you could walk to the street to the polling place at the church, or the polling place at this little school. And I'm like, you can't get people to come up here and vote. So I'm riding around trying to figure out what the problem is. So I go to some other churches, and I'm talking to churches. I'm from Community Bible, and I'm like, do y'all have a voters registration plan? I said, well, we do every now and then. We talk. I'm like, so how are you doing this every now and then? It's not. That should be the mainstay of this church. The church that said, look, everybody is of age are registered at this church. That should be like tithes to me.
Yeah.
You registered and you pay your tithes.
We need both of them.
But we've never really fully participated in this process, and I've noticed this all my life. So now I'm a stickler, like, okay, we can't just vote at 60% no more, 70%. I want to see what it looks like for us to vote at 100%.
100%. That should be the campaign. Let's do 100%. Because if 100% one time, there's no way we can turn back.
Exactly, because I'm saying people will be so scared. You see how Georgia was scared? How when Ted Cruz started talking about, hey, we want to cancel all the illegal votes, but they had 200 polling places that were illegal. The votes were legal, so if we could cancel them 200 polling places out, we can get rid of the votes. So they're never attacking the vote. They're always obscurely attacking something else that we weren't looking at, and we're not listening. So how can we focus on how can we change their argument? Say, look, we're not illegal anymore. We don't worry about you up here talking about, because Trump was saying, well, Georgia usually get rid of, 45,000, 77,000 votes, cancel out because of signature or whatever else. They didn't do it this year. Why not? Georgia's slipping. That's why he called the Secretary of State, and he said that the governor is a sorry person now, and he's gonna have somebody run against him because he wouldn't change the votes. And then when you call somebody and say, look, man, I need a favor. I just need you to find me 11,780 votes. I'm like, I don't know how you had that conversation with anybody.
Yeah. It's almost unreal to think that. It's almost unreal to think that, people still really think like that. And then people support somebody who think like that. So I'm like, let's go back to what you said. If we're breaking records and traditions and causing people to do illegal shit with 60 and 70% of the votes, can you imagine what 100% of the votes we're going to do? So my question is, what language do we need to use for us to understand that we're winning major battles with 60-something% of the votes?
Exactly. So 100 would do what? We get anybody we want in there.
We can let's go find somebody to put in there.
Yeah, but you ain't got to have no
experience.
Yeah, no record, no experience. Just have a tie. You just need a tie.
You got a tie. You work. Come on.
Yeah. No, but check it out. I think Diamond Hood Grown ran her off because they was talking back and forth. Diamond Hood Grown said, "Yeah, she's something. Incarceration is a choice. Since we say slavery isn't. Dumbies." She said dumbies. That's what she said. Diamond Hood Grown say she graduated and left the building without common sense.
Well, listen, you talk about 90-something% of the Congress.
No, but now she's not in there anymore. So I guess you say, "Oh, somebody," because she was just saying a whole lot of nonsense. Thank you, Diamond Hood Grown. I didn't want to run her off because I'm thinking that when somebody come in, they don't really know what they came in for. They came in for bullshit. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times you can come in for bullshit and get some knowledge, get some lessons that you hadn't planned on getting. And
yeah.
You know, because a lot of people say, you know, "Hey, can you give me some money for food?" And you go buy them a meal and they say, "Damn, I didn't expect to eat this good."
I know that's what you talk about.
So let's be that change that nobody's expecting. Let's be that message nobody thought they was gonna hear.
And we already doing that. We already doing
that. You know, because I was checking him out. He told me Braxton was like, you know, well, you in Vegas and you know I'm in Charlotte. And I'm like, no, I don't. Let me make clear what I'm saying is I'm not trying to say we're gonna, you know, have you come to Vegas and do something. We're trying to say we're trying to raise money for where you are. To help you. We're trying to post the things, you know, so and talk to the people in Charlotte we know and have people to come and support you that you wasn't expecting. Because I think our portrait community has become the community that we can say, look, man, I got somebody where you live.
Yeah.
That needs your help.
They need your help.
And they say, well, you know, I ain't got no money. No, I say need your help. I ain't say need your money. So when we have people go out and help them pass out whatever it is or help them with the messaging, help them with this, that's all kind of help we can give people that's not monetary.
Yeah.
But we got to start somewhere. So this is where we start.
This is where we start. Just, can you vote? Because I'm asking you to vote.
Exactly.
I've been saying that since you said that.
Yeah, because I had to tell I said, don't vote for you. Don't vote because you want to. I said, we're friends and I haven't asked you to do anything in 20 years.
Here's the response that I got back when I said that. Oh, you running for office? I didn't say vote for me like I'm on the ballot. I'm just asking to place a vote because I'm asking you to do it. Oh, I thought you was running for office. I said, that's a damn shame if you my friend and you ain't know I was fucking running for office. That make this shit even worse.
I know it. You don't know how bad it sounds.
That sounds horrible. As much as I'm all over the internet at this point in time, right? You can find me anywhere on the internet and you ain't know I was running for office or not. That's a goddamn shame. You ain't no damn friend. Lose my number.
Diamond Hood Grown, let me see if she's back. No, she's not back. What's up, Kyle, man? Appreciate it, man. I'm sitting here talking to Coach Ja, man. We're on 10 times now. We do it every Thursday. We have whatever conversation we need to have. Today we talk to Braxton Winston. He's running for city council in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we're going to sit together and we're going to do this portrait campaign, just like you might donate to my Cash App. We're going to put his information out. It's Braxton. It's votebraxton.com, contribute. And we're going to try and see if we can't help him get some funds so he can, he's had 2 terms already. So he's running for a 3rd. Yeah. So we want to see, we want to be able to have bragging rights.
Yeah.
We want to have bragging rights to say, look, we help somebody in Carolina get elected. So now we're gonna help somebody in Florida. We're gonna help somebody in Texas, or we're gonna help somebody wherever, because we just saw what nobody thought could happen.
That's right.
A black man in Georgia, not just a black man. You know, I wrote Dressing for Church. All that's in that poem about Warnock running for Senate and that he was the pastor of the same church that Martin was, that all these other people came from, and how church was supposed to be this position that we elevate, that we grow communities through.
Yeah.
And then he won. So now I got to go back and change that couple lines in poem, say he's not running for Senate, that he won. He's the senator from first black senator from Georgia.
Ain't that something? Hold on, I got to check something. Hold on a second.
Okay. And yeah, you're right. He's a preacher, but he's also the preacher of where Martin was a preacher of, where the same church of where they grew community. Because Martin, he was from his position, he led marches and boycotts. So now imagine the graduation of that position is he's running for Senate, so he can actually help the whole city. So there's a lot of things that we see of common sense coming out of this church. So what if church was a place where black men went to learn to be better community organizers, better men in the community, better fathers for the community, better husbands for the community, better teachers for the community? So a lot of times we don't understand what we need to learn, because what if you go and you find out that I can be a better teacher, a better expounder of truth, a better speaker, a better person, that I can actually show somebody else that I'm a man of my word. So if my word is bond, let's make your word bond. What's up, Mandy Lyon, man? I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you for keeping your word, for running like you say you're gonna run, for doing everything that you say you're gonna do. And to me, when follow-throughs are formidable, that makes everybody around you understand that I just want to be like that. And that's what we're talking about right now is how do we become better us's? How do we become better stewards of the gifts that we're given? How can I be better, not just as a poet or a pen holder? How can I be a better person? So if I'm gonna be a better person, I got to treat people better around me, whether it's the lady that was talking all the crazy stuff in there to Diamond who have grown. You just did 277 miles in 10 days. Man, that is, man. Now, Mendeline, I follow her, Mendeline, right? Mendeline. Yeah. And she said she's gonna do 100 miles. And then when she hit me back, she did 127. Now she just did 277 miles in 10 days. I don't think I haven't driven 277 miles in 10 days. So that is freaking amazing. I am so amazed at you. Thank you so much for coming through, for letting me know, man. I'm so proud of you, for real. That's awesome.
I don't know that I have that in there. Now, I'm not saying I can't do it, but I don't know if I can. I just don't know that I got it in me to try.
Oh yeah, I ain't tell you, me and Mass Poet, we're working on a poem called Harriet's Feet.
Oh, I heard about that. Somebody told me. DC in the building.
She said it's cold AF. I know.
And how many miles y'all did doing?
277. That's.
I tell you what, man. I take my hat off to you. I am not trying to join you.
Oh man, Diamond Hood Grown said I drove 2,000 miles in one day, California to Baltimore, and Baltimore back one day later. Wow. I'm saying I drive,
but I ain't driving.
Yeah, I not in one day. I might do like a little more than 1,000. I don't know. I drove I actually drove from Dallas to Vegas. And that was 28 hours. I don't know how many.
Look, I drove from Georgia to New York City. I ain't driving that shit again ever.
Oh man, I had a feature, right? I had a feature in Virginia.
Okay.
I had a feature in Virginia. I had a friend up in Jersey, and I was trying to make Obi Odun's house on Sunday because he have an event Sunday at his house. So I drove from here to Virginia, from Virginia to New Jersey, then through New York, found out they wouldn't have it, and had to drive all the way back to Virginia.
Ed Mabry told me that he didn't say it directly to me, but he was at my event. I had to check it when he got off the mic, open mic. He said, if you never rode on a bus to go and do a feature somewhere, you're not a real poet. And then when he got off the set and did his poem, I said, well, I done flew a plane. I done got flown out to California, got flown out to back to New York, and I've been flown to Atlanta. I've been flown a lot of places to do, so I guess that shit don't count. I said, man, look, I don't listen. And it was funny because I had not been to California ever. And the first time I went to California, somebody flew me to California to do a show. And I'm saying to myself, if that's not being a poet, well shit, I'm okay with it.
I'm gonna tell you, man, the reason I write quotes is I've always admired like Earth, Wind and Fire, George Clinton, Bootsy Collins, all these people that had these one-liners that was so dope.
Yeah.
Because George Clinton's, that's still one of my favorite quotes ever. He said, "You can walk a mile in my shoes, but you can't step a lick in my feet."
Come on. Not a lick.
And I was like, man, I just want to keep writing. I just want to write something that dope, that big.
That people would talk about it for the rest of their days, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be long gone, they still be talking about, you remember he said that, man?
Yeah, and Bootsy was always a great one-liner, man. Bootsy was, I think, when I heard Telephone Bill from Bootsy, that was the dopest love poem I ever heard. But at the end, what made it so dope is he's doing this whole conversation like he's talking to his girlfriend on the phone, laid on the phone. At the end, he say, "Wait a minute, operator. Wait a minute. I'm not talking to you, operator. I'm not talking to you." Like the operator was falling in love with him at the end of the call, and I'm like, "That's dope.
That's genius.
That's dope." When your line's so tight that the operator still falling in love with you too.
The operator be butting there. Excuse me, sir. You talking to me? Oh, get back to your conversation. I'm sorry.
Madeline says she used her running as a platform. Yeah, I'm proud of you too. And Diamond Hood, that's dope that you did it in one day. And I think it's awesome. So that just shows us what we can accomplish when we put our minds to it. But right now, we're putting our minds to this 10 times now. We're talking about helping old Braxton Winston, city councilman in Charlotte, to win this position come November this year. Now we're gonna need your help. What up, Danny Boy? We're gonna need your help. We just want to get everybody together. Say let's fight for one campaign so we can see we can do it together. And then you can find somebody in your area and say, "Hey, I know this person. This is what they're running for. This is what they're doing. Come on here. We'll talk. We'll see if we can't back their campaign."
Yeah.
But we have to start somewhere doing something for people besides ourselves.
And it's right there. It's right there. And it's time. It's been goddamn time, as a matter of fact, but it's definitely time now. And I want people to remember, man, like with this pandemic showed you everything you need. I end my show in the morning. I tell people, you have everything you need to be successful and to be great. You have it right now. You ain't got to go find no shit. It's all right there. All you got to do is take your time. And I try to get people to understand that that's a real thing. This is the moment. The pandemic proved that. You got more artists. You got more business. You got more black people. I don't know about white people because I don't live in y'all area, so I'm not counting y'all out. I'm just saying about black people. You got more black people that have businesses. They're actually running businesses now and running effective business now because of this pandemic. But it just goes to show you that you got locked down so you can lock in. If you lock in, you can find some magic in yourself.
But I tell people got locked down because a lot of us didn't like ourselves.
Yeah. But we didn't know ourselves.
That's what I'm saying. We had to rediscover us. He's like, I got to be with him.
I got to
be with somebody. Yeah, can I be confined with somebody besides him? But the thing is we've discovered that we are so much better understanding ourselves so we can understand people around us. But I always tell people, like you say, I say, look, when you get up in the morning, I say, how do you morning? Because I believe that when you wake up and you open your eyes, you can be excellent from that moment.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm breathing. My fingers work. My feet work. I'm excellent today. So just think, if you start off excellent at the very peak of your day, even if you have a horrible day, when you go to bed, you're going to be good.
Because you started off so high.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're going to be good. So your day can't be bad because you are the excellence that you've been searching for.
I want my day to be as high as birds pee. You know how high birds pee got to be? Bird piss got to be so damn high. That's how high I want to start my day off. But if we start there, right? But if you plummet all the way to the ground, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing with your life.
No, just think. When you wake up the next day, you say, I failed, but I made it.
I made it.
So tomorrow I'm gonna get back up there, but I got to see where.
I'm
Try not to fall.
I know what not to do now. I know when that cloud comes, I'm gonna spin around it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Donna Miller said, she said, I feel like God's trying to tell us something, and we haven't concentrate on what around us. So now, look how we all have to focus.
Yeah.
And that's correct. You know, but when you think of that, when everything was shut down, they showed pictures of animals sleeping in the street downtown. I could see the mountains from my house. I live in Las Vegas. There's mountains all around me. I could see the mountains, the top of the mountains. I'm like, man, I didn't know. I didn't know there was fog around the mountains. I thought there was, like the snow and clouds, but it wasn't. But so when we discover what we've done to this planet, that's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That it could clean itself up when we just sit down and shut up.
AJ, I remember. I want to say like that. Everything was locked down, and it was a few days after, and I was driving because I'm really like 30 minutes right outside of Charlotte, at where I live at now, where I just moved to. And I remember driving on I-85, and I ain't never seen the sky look that clear. Never. It looked like when I was younger, and I used to go down south of New York City. It's a big difference between New York City sky and the sky in the deep south. And it was so beautiful. You would see deers and birds just flying and just on. I'm talking about on the concrete on the corner. Ain't in no grass and shit. They just on the concrete under the damn street sign. And I'm saying, look how beautiful the world is because there ain't no cars on this highway polluting shit. Now that's damn near right back already. Now that's why everybody.
No, it is. But every morning I would take my daughter to work. So every morning I would stop at this red light. And I could see the mountains, and that's when the sun rose right there. I would stop, get my camera out, and take pictures of the sunrise every morning.
Wow!
And I'm like, and that was just all. I got all these pictures of sunrises that I say I don't know what I'm using for, but I need me some sunrises, even if I just need to see the sunrise at night.
Yeah.
So I look at the picture. I'm like, because I can make my day at night if I want to.
That's an amazing space to be. That is an amazing space. I'm just trying to imagine that you having this horrible day and your phone dropping, you pick it up, and then it's a beautiful sunrise in your damn phone.
He said, I can make my day at night if I want to.
Right. Man.
But man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it is so nice, man, just to sit down and break bread with you, man. And I'm saying just to sit down and talk about everything and anything.
Yeah, because I look forward to the Thursdays. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now we do our open mics and we do all the stuff online, and I got my show in the morning. But I look forward to Thursdays because I know that there's a level of respect that's going to be there. But on the education part and learning new stuff, I love learning shit. Like teach me something. I'm trying to learn to pay attention more to what children are saying. I'm not listening to that music. I don't give a damn what they say. I'm not doing it. But I'm trying to learn more. Like when my nephews call me, I try to listen in deeper to what they're saying to me. I got my nephew, Aziz. He says, Uncle, I'm mad I'm not in school no more because they stopped my business from working. I said, your business? So my nephew used to sell snacks in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
My nephew was doing so good. Now, mind you, he in grade school. He ain't even in middle school yet. He was doing so well with it. He had workers working for him in the school. They got snacks in this classroom, snacks on that classroom. Man, it was amazing to see him that young with that mindset. And I'm listening to him on the phone. He tell me, yo, Uncle, I'm mad I can't go to school because my business is shut down.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, the funny thing is I used to I used to go with my father, right, to the barbershop. At the barbershop, so I used to dust people off when I got the barber chair, so they give me change.
Mm-hmm.
So my father taught me to shine shoes. He had a shoe shine stand right there, so I'd shine shoes in the barbershop. So I'd be shining shoes, and they pay me, and I was popping the rag. You talking about to pop the rag on the back, and then they be thinking their shoes. The shoes look good anyway.
Right.
They think it was all the popping that made the shoes good. So what I do is I buy all this candy from Emmy Moses, little 5 and dime store down the street. keep my locker full of candy. So the penny candy or two for a penny windmill cookies, whatever it was, I was selling them a nickel a piece.
Mm.
And people used to get mad, like, man, I can get these 2 for a penny. I said, okay, cool. I close my locker. He said, well, where you going? I say, you say you could get them 2 for a penny, so go and get them. He said, no, I'll take some. But people was mad because I wasn't overcharging. I was like, it's convenience, like 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay $99 for a loaf of bread at 7-Eleven because it's convenient.
Because it's right. My man AJ said he was popping that rap.
Yeah, man, I'm saying shiny shoes. I used to go to the Domino Shack. My dad, there was a Domino Shack by the levee in West Dallas. And Domino Shack, had a bootleg in it, so the bootleg sold all this alcohol, sold pints, alcohol. So, but I would have 3 phone books. So I'm sitting playing dominoes with my dad, and we winning. So when we leave the Domino Shack, he give me about $15, and I'm about 4 years old.
Oh shit! Yeah,
so I have no idea how much. I wasn't even thinking back then. I thought I was rich. I didn't know what he had pocketed. I never even questioned it. I got $15 and I'm 4 years old. I'm like, man, I'm going to Emmy Moses, man. I go to the store. I buy my sister and brothers. I come home with bags and little chips and all kind of stuff. Like here, like, yeah, and then my brother would take my stuff if he ate his first. He'd take mine. I'm like, I just bought you something.
Oh man. Yeah, man.
But it's just the lessons. No, go on, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's the lessons that we grew up with that we didn't know were lessons. So we say, okay, so what's the lesson from that? The lesson from that is that we can learn to be better at what it is.
Yeah.
I can learn to be a good shoe shine boy when I didn't even know what shining shoes were.
Didn't even know what it was.
And I think what taught me etiquette and dealing with people was me dusting the people off from the barber chair. They get off and take the little thing off. So I'm dusting the shoulders off and getting all the hair off of them, and I'm sweeping, and I swept the barbershop and they pay me. And I was like, I just thought it was a job. But then I see people outside on the street or in the grocery store. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? And it was all jovial to me. They say, how you know them? I'm like, I don't know. but it was somebody at the barbershop that knew me.
Right.
And a lot of them, I just consider them customers, but they considered me friend.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different allocation of thought when somebody else consider you friends. So now you see they have a different attitude towards you. So you say, well, maybe we are friends.
Yeah. The lessons we learn when we're young, man. Still learning today, but it's different.
You learn to treat people right. My T life, what up?
Yeah.
When you learn to treat people right, people will in turn treat you. And a lot of times, just like the lady that was on here, I'm like, I'm not going to, tell her, say nothing bad to her, make her leave. I'm like, a lot of times you came on here for a different reason. But this is the place where you come for a different reason and you leave with a different attitude.
Yeah, because I'm going to shift you.
Yeah, really.
Come on, listen to me. I'm going to change some shit in your mind. You don't think about it.
You're going to start following Coach John in the morning with coffee. He say, I don't even drink coffee. Here I'm sitting with coffee time with Coach John.
You know what's funny? I've had a few people that hit my inbox and say, man, I don't even drink coffee, but I come on with you in the morning. I be thinking I need to get me a cup of coffee.
Yeah. No, man, I had last weekend. That was last weekend or the week. That was last weekend. There was a little, the lady that's staying with us, her granddaughter was staying with us too. The granddaughter was 7. So her granddaughter was talking. She said, well, I shared some questions. So my girl said, well, you need to talk to AJ. She said, well, can Mr. AJ and I have coffee and we can have a conversation? I said, sure. So I set this table up and she had some hot cocoa and I'm having coffee. So we sitting there and I got my pad out. I'm saying, okay, so, and my girl had her phone out. She was videotaping me. I said, I didn't want her on camera. So she's videotaping me. And the first question was, why do Black people celebrate Juneteenth? And we had a conversation what the celebration is and what Juneteenth was and why the celebration is. Like, do you know what 4th of July is, And start explaining. She was like, oh, okay. And she had some other questions. So I say, okay, let me research so I can tell you the exact date and who it was, because I knew it was General Granger. I thought it was 1865, which was correct. But I was trying to tell her, I said, let me double check, because I never want you to tell you anything wrong. So what I want you to do is when you start remembering things, I want you to look it up also so you can see if your memory is correct.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we would tell somebody something from memory and we just a year off.
Yeah.
You know, and people will say, "Wow, he lied to me," but it's not a lie. I just misremembered, but I don't want to misremember because I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna look it up again and make sure that what I said is what is.
Yeah.
And that's why every poem I write, I'm saying I'm researching because I don't want to put something wrong in a poem and say, "Hey, yeah, let me correct that. Let me change this." No, I want it to be the information. Information might change in 10 years when some new truth come out.
Right. But for right now, this is the truth.
Right now, this is the new truth.
Let me ask you a question, AJ. So when you're, I don't care where you're at, whatever performance you're doing, anytime you're doing a poem, what is the one thing that makes you feel like, yes, I wrote that poem in the manner that it should have been written? What is the one thing that you might get from the response from somebody that you'll say, oh yeah, that poem is written the way it was supposed to be written?
Well, I think first thing I do when I get on stage, I stop. I stop completely, and I say, because my whole thing is I want to greet the whole audience. So I stop and I look from one side to the other side as if I've just said hello to everybody. And it might be quick, might be slow, but I'm looking. But you can see friendly eyes. You can see people that's not really interested. You can see all these things in just a glance. And then when I stop and I step back up, I'm like, okay, I might need to change pieces. Let me do this piece. So I might slow down the opening of the piece just to see if I can make somebody, move to the end of their seat or make them a little uncomfortable.
Like I just did, like that.
Yeah, and then once that, then I just rock the piece. And I wait, and I'm like, okay, so, and you can see sometimes people saying, like, I'm about to take that home, to their, but you say, damn, because everything you write, somebody needed a couple of lines from it for their right now.
That's right.
See, they might need the piece again tomorrow to get some more right now out of it.
Yeah.
But whatever you spit, there's some right now in there somebody needed to get. So when I get that right now from your piece, I'm kind of happy, but there's some other tomorrows setting aside that right now that's going to gradually leak in. And on my tomorrow, I'm like, okay, so the piece is a 2-day piece. But I like it when somebody has a question, but the question isn't about the piece, it's about the tomorrow side of the piece. Right.
Yeah.
So that way I know I wrote it in a way where you can get what you need right now, but there's some other things in there that's going to relate later, but I'm not in the later moment.
Yeah. I used to be concerned about because they always ask, what were you thinking when you wrote that? Or where were you when you wrote that? When I got into slam poetry, right? I used to think that I wasn't married to the piece if they had to ask that question. But I had to realize that it depended on how their spirit received it in order for them to actually be able to formulate such a question. Because you might not be prepared for what I'm delivering this time, because this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
They might be in another place or space that is not really, it's going against that. And so they want some confirmation to make sure that, am I supposed to be feeling this shit that you're giving me or what? So I always like that. But I really love when I do a poem that I know is about what has been done to our people, and then people who are not who don't have melanin like we do, when their response is almost oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't want them to say that because that might piss me off. I might hit them with another poem right quick. They say that shit. But I love when it disrupts or ruffles their feathers in a way, because that means that poem served its purpose.
Man, the first time I performed for Professor Griff, I didn't perform for him. He was in an event. Okay. Him and Layla, whatever name, they were doing a book signing. They was doing this event at the bookstore that we participated in. Okay. So they called me and said, AJ, we need you to come up here because Griff is up here. We want you to, at least in the interlude, rock some poetry. I said, okay. So I got up there. So they had poets up there already that he would do some things and they would do some things, and he would read the name and invite the next poet. So I'm guessing when I got there, he had already invited some people up, and I don't know if his response to their work was exactly what they thought it was going to be. Because I could tell when he called me up, it was like, yeah, you know, so we got another poet up, we got AJ Houston. I think that was the first time I did Nightmares from the Black Book of Black.
Okay.
And when I did it, I just memorized the whole piece. And I rocked the shit out of that like I was having a nightmare. And when he came back up, he said, man, we're going to ask this brother to do another piece. Yeah, I helped him write that one. But it was cool because I could feel the acceptance in his word, because he said, I wasn't expecting anybody to excite me like that piece did.
Yeah.
But it's like the Black Book of Black was that to me. It was like nobody expected anything in the book to be what came out of the book.
Right.
And I'm saying I didn't really expect anything in the book to be what it was, but it was just because that's when I decided that I had to be God's echo, because a lot of those thoughts, the way some of those words were written, I couldn't have constructed them that way myself unless I was there. And I know I wasn't there. So, but it was just, she said you showed off. No, but it wasn't, I showed off. It was just time for him to get a message.
Yeah.
You know, but
when I first saw the Black Book of Black, when you first showed it and you opened the pages, it was the idea of what that book looks like. And I wanted to know what it felt like in my hands before I even thought what the reading was. Now, I've heard you do poems before. I've heard you, be on. We've had some conversation. But it wasn't until I actually saw you open the book. And that resonated. So, I mean, it was this like, oh, shit. It was that aha moment. Like, no, that's what I want. Like, I want to have that. And I didn't know you had like 75 other damn books that you had written at the time, right? But I saw that book. And then the funny thing was I got the book, and I told you and then I got all three of your books that I have. I keep them in my laptop bag right next to Hanif and Amiri Baraka's book. And you know me, I got me and Mr. Witt's books in there too. But I didn't have a chance to look in that book as I wanted to. I opened it up and I read one book and a poem in the other book. I read the first poem in that book. And because what I like to do when I get poetry books, I just open it, and wherever I open it, that's where I read first. I just do that, and then I go back and I start over. And I saw the mass poet was talking about Harriet Tubman. He talked about Harriet's poem. I heard him talk about it on several occasions. And then y'all were on one time. You read my poem from my book that day. And then he came on and said Harriet. And I said, you know what? I took the book out my bag. I was sitting right downstairs, took it and put it right there. I said, as soon as I finish with this live, I'm going to read that book. And when I read Harriet, and I'm thinking about the conversation, there was this moment that I was walking through the fucking woods and through leaves. And I had dirt under my toenails and shit. And that's what I like about reading a poem. I want to know what the poet sounds like before I read it, so I can have that vibration while I'm reading it. Because if you don't know what I sound like, you might miss the whole fucking poem.
Yeah.
But if you know what I sound like, even if you don't get the exact vibration, you get some of that vibration because you know you can hear my voice as it echoes. And that's what the Black Book of Black does for me. It echoes in a way that, I've been looking around. Is somebody out there? It's that kind of effect that I have on it, man. And I know it's the whole thing. It's being able to hold the book in my hand. It's being able to flip through the pages and hearing that sound and picking it up and then hearing the pages when they close. It's all of that gives that energy, man.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, it's your book. I'll be searching for lines that you stole from me and shit. And you didn't even know me. I'm like that's a me line. Didn't I write that first? It's like we racing and shit. Let me see if I got a copyright on this line right here. I think this is my line. Because man, it was some fire, man. Because when I first read a couple of pieces, especially, man, I think I'm in love with the 101 Love Notes from Dad. Because each of the poems are so they're so personal.
Yeah.
They're so personal and so matter of factly so that you can't mistake it not being a love note. and to me, that's awesome that you don't have a whole lot of people that write real.
Mm.
You got a lot of people that write.
Yeah.
You know, because I can hear what you know, because I hear pretty good. You know, it was one guy read a poem the other day. I said, man, I said, go back and read the fourth line down again, because you know it's something I'm missing in it. He said, and because he started reading, I told him, I said, this is what I'm looking for. Then he got to that part. I said, yeah, that.
Yeah.
He said, well, how did you know it was 4 lines down? I said, I don't know. I don't know. It just sounded like that's where it would be.
Yeah. AJ, I need to say something. The way you listen is unreal. I always want to read a poem for you because I know you're gonna make me feel the shit in where it's supposed to. I already know that's coming. But what I want a lot of people to understand about 101 Love Notes, I was trying to save my daughter's life right in that book, man.
But it sounds like
a lot of people don't, they read it, oh, it's nice, it's cute. I was trying to save my daughter's fucking life. Like my daughter said she didn't want to live no more. And what people don't know is that I had just won a battle with me not wanting to live no more. And I got this tattoo to remind myself that I ain't got no business ever going there again. That's what this tattoo says, Jah, just live, written in Arabic. Because I know that that's never a place that I want to be again. And when I was writing that book, I was remembering that if I was selfish enough to not be here, who the fuck was going to save my daughter? She would have been right behind me.
Now that
those notes and every poem, I wrote them because I wanted her to know when your daddy has returned to the grave and you're an old woman and you have children and you got grandchildren, when you read that, you'll be able to tell them, look, I know what it feels like to love somebody to life because my father loved me to life. And that is, writing that book has helped me write the book for my daughter who's be here any day now.
No, I can see that, but I could tell that there were things in there that saved you.
It saved me.
Yeah, because some of the things are like I'm answering questions I ain't even asked yet.
Yeah.
And it's like now that you got the answer, I don't even know what the question was, but at least I ain't got to ask it. But it was just, I'm saying it was Diamond Hood Brown said, beautiful, coach. But the thing is, man, there's pieces I read in there that say, look, he said, I don't know. It's almost like I don't know what I'm doing here, but everything I'm doing for you.
Yeah.
And that's amazing that it's like we can learn this together, or you can be the teacher and I can learn from you. Either way.
Thank you.
Either way, we just and that's the biggest fear in us, is that the biggest fear to me is that I think I won't learn what I'm supposed to learn from a moment that I'm experiencing. And I don't want to miss nothing, because I know there were times I missed things because I was too hard-headed to understand that I was here for a different reason than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we have to rediscover who we are because of where we are. And when that happens, it's like, okay, so I don't know why I'm here, but I see you, so let me listen to you.
Let me listen to you.
Because I'm gonna learn what I'm here for, because you are never in a place for nothing.
Let me tell you what's so profound while you're saying that, AJ. I'm looking at what I'm doing now and living through COVID as my second wave of COVID, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that. COVID forced us to sit the hell down and figure out what you want to do. You got to figure some shit out during COVID, right? When I got hurt on my job and they disabled me out of work, I had to sit my ass down. I might as well had COVID because I had to self-quarantine by sitting my ass down on the sofa because I couldn't move. My head, everything was bothering me so bad, I couldn't move. I sat down so long, my back was hurting. And I didn't have nothing. I couldn't do nothing because, when you fighting this damn system, you can't pee without them watching you. So I can't even really go to the store and shit. And I'm sitting down, and the only thing I can do was pick up a damn ink pen, AJ. And this helped me. And after I'm writing all this shit down on this book, I said, well, damn, I got to start putting this shit in a place where I can start to read it differently. And I started on here. And so I had to sit down to rediscover who the hell I was. Now, mind you, I was in a horrible relationship, so that didn't help, you know. But it did. At least that horrible relationship led my ass to go to therapy. I got my ass up and I got me somebody to talk to. But I had to sit down, like I had to quarantine in that moment, and it allowed me to start writing again. And then me and Mr. Witz started writing again. We're gonna do an open mic. I'm coming up on the 8th year that we've been doing this poetry thing. In June, it'll be 8 years. And I got an email today that I can't expose, but I got some shit going on that's going to be like the 8th year anniversary of Granny's Boys in June, and some shit going on that y'all better be ready for.
Now, I tell you, Diamond Hood say, how many times we get up and just thank God for waking us up? God is a woman, and she is mad. but I'm gonna tell you why we're so much alike, because I did final assembly on airplanes. That was my job. I worked at Vault. I was in Cali for about 1.5 years working on the B-2 stealth bomber. I was in Florida for 1.5 years working on the G5. So, you know, they would send me when they had problems with different things. I'm going to fix, you know, to make shit right. So I injured my back.
Wow.
I had 5 back surgeries. And so when you start talking about your back hurt, so it was like every time I kind of thought I recovered, because I made good money. I'm saying good money. So every time I thought I recovered, I'm like, okay, I'm back to work. And it, you know, it would be, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But every time I'm back on my back, I'm right. So, but I started understanding, like, okay, God, you got me looking up again, because I'm on my back looking up. I'm like, so what is it? And it was like, I kept trying not to be a poet.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter, every time I tried not to be a poet, whatever the doctor did had fucked it up, and I had to go back and get another surgery, or find me somebody else to look at it and see that there was a problem. So now I'm back to being a poet on my back.
Wow.
It's like, okay, God, okay. I'm gonna poet for you, but I want to get better. Wow. And like right now, my back be killing me most days, but I'm like, I'm not giving into it, but man, I said, damn, God, I thank you for these pens.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I rediscovered, but when you find out what your mission is, you have to find a way to mission better.
That's it.
So I started rediscovering how I saw things. So I'm like, I was writing with my human eyes, things that were not human.
Mm.
And I said, okay, so what if I found a way to have my vision through my poet eyes? Could I see beyond the scope of my human reality?
Wow.
So when I started thinking of we have poet eyes, so if I had poet eyes, how would I see it through my poet eyes? So I started having these different conversations. Okay, this is what I see, but how would my poet eyes see it? It's almost like you put an X-ray machine up there. Now I see through what I thought I saw to what I'm supposed to see.
Wow.
And that's when I changed the whole scope of my writing. I think the poem I wrote was Getting There. I wrote this poem, Getting There. And when I wrote that poem, that changed my whole scope, because the poem was supposed to make no sense. I wanted the poem not to make sense. But when I finally finished it, it made sense, but it didn't make sense in the way I thought it was, because I wanted to write a poem that made no sense. So Getting There was going to be my poem saying, okay, so throughout all the history, everything we've been through, we've been there. We were trying to get here.
Right.
So that's what Getting There is. And it starts off like with him. I think it says, I'm an offbeat calypso at a rock concert.
Wow.
An underwater two-step crossing the bridge to nowhere, a dancer. Spit shine shoes and blackface. Toe tag for a necklace. Broken clarinet for a rhythm section. I can move mountains with thought as long as there's a pen present. I was on the sky with clouds. It took a thunderstorm to erase the melody. See, I'm a white suit with an unmatchable tie. Steel toe flip-flops with the laces inside out. I'm a scream from a whisper, a leg up on my way down, a Windsor knot on a jock strap, a nail palm stripper, a spell-casting clergy. My words are 2 chews from nourishment. I bit my tongue on the bottom, creating holes in my verses. I hide hand grenades in my motors. Don't want these sounds to frighten me. I'm a guitar string from a flute, a piano pedal from a wind chime. I'm a text message from a rival, 4 flat tires from leaving. You can plainly see I've been here before. In this America, there are scuff marks where the timeline used to be. Bonfires still burning the roots of lost family trees. These rope burns on my teeth should be proof enough. I know what truth tastes like. I'm a slingshot from a solution, a rolled away stone from a dream, a monster from a nightmare, 2 fingernails from love, a bending in a prayer from a miracle, 3 fingers crossed and 2 wishes from destiny. I'm a 10-pound sledgehammer in a china shop. I've been here before, played hopscotch with cadavers in the belly of a ship, thought to be steak in the lion's den. There are landmines on my tongue. My lips were structured to shield you from impact. I have a for sale tattoo for a birthmark. We hold hands as though we've been connected by irons for centuries. I learned to say grandfather after I became one. The word was always foreign to me. I'm a master surgeon, stitching I'm sorry's to the tongues of the unforgiving. The moisture on Judas's lips. I'm just 2 cotton fields from home, 40 acres and a mule from economic equality. I've been here before, hiding in Tubman's backpack. Leaked out a hole in the chest of a hoodie, a chambered round in Pakistan, a set of family-sized carbon-rusted shackles locked in storage on plantations. I'm a save us off for a handshake. Boy, the prejudice fed my mother on my way here, my father's anguish after my arrival, first name on the blacklist. A smile on a box of pancakes, a pair of John Bubbles tap shoes entering the back door, an empty seat at the front of the bus, a half-eaten meal on a lunch counter in Mississippi, a fresh blood stain on the folded corner of the Constitution. I've been here before. Buried in a shallow grave under the mulberry bush. A matching set of empty hugs on my daughter's birthdays, a razor-sharp machete cutting government cheese, a colored-only water fountain, the kitchen help with no seat at the table. See, I'm a dancer. Spit shine shoes and blackface. I've been here before. I didn't even think I remembered the poem, but that's the whole poem. I was like, I hadn't done it forever. That's why I just kept going. I'm like, I don't know if I remember the thing.
Miss Betty said, "What book are you reading from now?" In all capitals.
Oh, that's in Making It, Life, Love, Portrait, and Everything Else.
Oh, that's the one I got.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Hell yeah.
No, but when I wrote that poem, I wrote it, and it was like an answer to questions I didn't know I asked. I'm like, so I wrote it because I was trying to twist myself up in writing.
Gotcha.
But I couldn't twist myself up, so I discovered that my pen knows more than I do. So that helped me with structuring my workshops. Like that's why I told people, I said, look, I write in pen because pencils give you the illusion that mistakes are possible because you can see the eraser.
Yeah. Wow. Emmanuel Lewis, put me in, coach.
But that's the whole thing. It's like a shame that we don't spend more time rediscovering the abilities that we're given because we can be best at what we thought we were better at.
AJ, that's why I tell you, I don't believe things happen just coincidentally. I decided I was gonna do a freestyle piece, and I just freestyled it into my recorder, and then I typed it up, and I fixed what I could, what I thought I was trying to fucking say anyway, and the shit came out crazy. I know it's a poem you're gonna like, so I'm definitely gonna read it. Because I know, listen, I know the kind of shit I write that you like. I like this kind of shit. So because I start all my poems with a freestyle, but there's a level of energy that I receive listening to, and I've been trying to listen how I think you listen. Listen, there's no other poet that's in this poetry realm that we are in, this poetry world that we live in on IG and all that. There's no other poet who listens like you listen. I've not heard anybody say, okay, go back about the 4th line down, tell me what that says. And then the next poem, okay, go down about 12 lines. You said this, tell me what that says. I don't know nobody who can do that shit but you. And so I'm trying to tune my ears to listen like you listen. And so the freestyle poem that I did, I'm trying to say, if AJ heard this shit, what would he say?
No, but check it. My boy Sin from Fort Worth tuned in over here. Sin just finished the poem. He say, I'm gonna write me one day. I'm gonna write me an AJ poem. I said, what is that? So
Yeah.
he wrote it. It's fire. I'm like, man, that's fire. Now, man, read it, but I want to hear it.
Let me find this damn poem because I was writing. I'll just read them out. I just read it because I started it off and I was trying to finish it. Then I said I'll just freestyle it and then I'll just type the shit back, whatever come out and fix it. And I was a little tipsy and I was a little angry. You say that
because I told somebody I say I'm a soldier, so I'm American proud, but I'm black man mad. So break that up for me.
Let me see if I could swing this one here for you. See how this works. When will you know money can't fix you? Mm-hmm. That your kind of broken has no answers. Did you forget about the dogs, the water holes that would nearly rip your skin? Did you not see the same faces calling you for the same names? Boy, nigga, the names you always allow a rapper to tell you to take pride in and take that pride and tuck it under your wings. You see, money can't fix you. You can't dress your kind of ugly in dollar signs. Can't pay for a freedom your mind can't believe yet. You ain't never heard of freedom. Never believed it even after it escaped your voice box. Have you ever heard your voice say it? Freedom. Ever watch it tremble as if it's only heard when you whisper? Never spent a moment hearing it, but what your body was afraid to claim for itself. See, money can't fix you. You've watched them beat your mother, jail your father, kill the revolution before your eyes dance to its syllables. They've tidal waved your imagination, blinded you from yourself so far that you don't even have a reflection these days. Your shadow can't catch up to your own footsteps. You see, money can't save you. Can't erase who they made you become. Those who made you shuck and jive taught you that tithing was a payment for heaven. You gave you hell when your pockets couldn't keep you safe. But it kept the church bells in the hood, blocks full of liquor stores, buildings away from the bootlicker, the crack house, the precinct with nightsticks and black people's skull bones laid. I bet you ain't finished your prayer yet. Ain't had your supper before the news flash came, before the headlines branded another dead body. You called it black, didn't you? Had your face tucked in your dinner plate and didn't even ask what color they was, what hood he was from. If his name was Tamir, Laquan, Trayvon, Mike Brown, didn't ask who his mother was, assumed his father was absent or in a jumpsuit. Just decided his home address looked better on an abandoned boulevard. Ain't no houses for no man on this street. Or avenues at this residence. You see, money can't fix you. Won't erase post-slavery disorder. Won't turn 3/5 into a revolution. Won't save Martin. Can't save Malcolm. Won't even make you a believer. I promise you, money can't fix you. Now, I cleaned up what was from the freestyle, but I said, yeah, the AJ liked that poem. That's the poem he liked.
That's just fire, but the main part in there is when you start talking about you being a poet in the poem, and I don't even think you caught yourself calling yourself a poet in the poem. I said when your eyes start seeing syllables,
yeah,
that means you wrote all this shit down.
Yeah,
you know, when I start poeting, when I begin listening to what pens say. The money can't fix you. That shit is.
Well, look, and after I say that, I just want to just be on somebody's stage and just knock the mic over, just walk off the damn stage.
No, but that is fine because it's like there's a revolution in it when you say you were paying tithes, but then when your pockets couldn't do it, you know.
Your safety is over now.
Your safety is over, so you going to hell now because you can't pay for heaven no more. And that's why the liquor store's right around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you ain't got money for tires, you can at least buy a fifth or something.
You buy a fifth or something to tie your way to sleep.
And then I guess then you say you didn't ask who his mother was.
Right.
You assumed his father was absent or in a jumpsuit or wearing orange. And I'm saying, and see, all these things are so relevant to now that we grow conclusions from the samples that we see.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, in the jumpsuit, I said, or just decided he decided his home address looks better on abandoned boulevard.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm saying, but just assumed he was absent. Like we ain't even asking no questions.
You didn't ask no question.
We just know black man gone.
Think about it like this: when you get in trouble and somebody come to your house, what they say? Where your mother at?
Yeah.
They ain't ask you. Man supposed to be head of the house, right? They ain't ask where your daddy at. Where your mother at?
Diamond Hood said, "Knock over the mic, Coach John. Knock over the mic." No, but see, it's to shock him because I was the one at the schools.
I was too with my daughter. I was.
And they be looking like and what always tripped them out is when they talked to me and they couldn't get around. First they was looking like because my dad used to tell me, he said, "Boy, you sound like white folks must have raised you." So when Barack was president, my father passed away, but so when Barack was president, man, it was like everything my father said was like you could be smart. You can be anything you want to be if white folks raised you.
Wow.
And who raised Barack?
Wow. That's a poem itself. What if white folks raised you?
Oh, definitely that.
Wow, damn.
But that was fire because I could see it. But my dad was so cold, man. My dad had police that they respected him. You know, he was in a car accident drunk. They brought him home, took me down there 12 years old, and I drove the car back.
Wow. Wow.
And I didn't even know nothing, you know, about that then. It was like normal because my dad would go to the neighborhood, meet some people. We'd be in West Dallas, South Dallas, East Dallas, all in the wrong hoods. He done challenged people to play us basketball and shit. They getting their team together. He talking about, I'm gonna go get my boys. We're gonna come down here and whoop y'all ass, you know. And then we just ride. We don't know where we're going, but we're going to play some people that's already mad. Because he done talked so much shit that we don't know what he done said.
Man.
But we go down and we whoop some ass. That's what we did. But my dad, man, I think I got my verbal ability from him because one thing he would say all the time, he said, man, because my friends, we come over, we finna go out of town. I said, Dad, go out somewhere to a club. I said, Dad, I need $20. He said, motherfucker, I wouldn't give a crip, a crab, a crutch if I had a lumberyard. I take shit from a blind tumblebug, put them on the wrong goddamn road. Now, what you asked me for? And my buddy's laughing. But I done heard it so many times. I'm like, man, you gonna get it to me now. They cracking up. They think it's the funniest thing in the world. So when I joined the Army, all these drill sergeants used to say things that my father said, but they didn't say it as fluid.
Right.
I was correcting them.
Oh shit! They ain't like your ass.
I did probably 1 million push-ups in basic training, man. I was correct. And then I was an athlete, so I played basketball, football, and ran track. So we'd go run 10 miles, and then everybody tired laying down. I say, drill sergeant, Private Houston request to go jogging. Because I wanted to let him to know that he ain't gonna break me.
Right.
No matter how many push-ups they do, and they hated my guts, but they was like, well, at least he gonna be the same him every day. I don't know if he actually finna jog 2 miles, but he left. I'm like, you ain't breaking me.
You ain't breaking me. Thank y'all for tuning in on Facebook. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Man, money can't fix you.
Money can't fix you, man. I was mad as hell because I was talking to somebody, and they basically was trying to ask me for money that I didn't have. And then when somebody asks you for money and the conversation is long drawn out until you say no, then they got to go real quick.
Yeah.
And I was aggravated because I was like, damn, you know, you didn't even ask me really how I was doing.
Oh, that's when you came up with that line, say, money can't fix your kind of ugly.
No kind of ugly. That's exactly where I went. And I just kept going.
Yeah, money can't fix your kind of ugly. You forget about the dog, man. You forget about the dog. Money can't fix your kind of ugly, fool. Get on out of here.
Man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
But what was the line? Ain't finished your prayers yet. What was the line before that?
Let me go to it. Let me see where we at. Okay, because
it was after the tides and something to say ain't finished your prayers yet, like 2 or 3 lines after that.
Play flashbangs. AJ would know your poem in 2 seconds. What I'm looking for again? I done got lost track.
Ain't finished your prayers yet.
Okay, ain't finished your prayers yet. Let me find it. My phone's acting up. Sorry, y'all, on Instagram.
Just start in the middle and read.
Okay, I got you. You said, but it kept the church bells in the hood, blocks from the liquor store, buildings away from the bootlegger, the crack house, the precinct with the nightsticks and the black people's skull bones. I bet you ain't finished your prayers yet.
And read on now.
And I bet you ain't finished your prayers yet. Ain't had your supper before the news flash came, before the headlines branded another dead body. You ain't even, I bet you called it black, didn't you? Had your face stuck in your dinner plate and didn't even ask what color was, what hoodie.
Who his mom was, her father's missing, yeah.
And I put Tamir Laquan. Laquan is the brother in Chicago that got 15 times, and Trayvon and Mike Brown. And I mean, that list can go on, but they stuck in there with the freestyle. And they just was there.
No, but it was that part that was almost like I wanted you to reference that because that goes back to dressing for church.
Yeah, it does. It does. Wow. I didn't even think about that, man.
It goes back to dressing for church because it's like you ain't finished your prayers yet because we dressing for church, but we still ain't going.
Still ain't going. Still ain't damn going. And even when we get there, we ain't going.
but that was so dope to me that Warnock won. You know, because I was talking about how Martin and how Reverend Johns and how all these people, when they were over the church, they did spectacular things.
Mm-hmm.
And the essence of the first churches was that they were community builders. They were trying to manufacture us to be better in the place that we lived. And now we got churches that's moving out of the community, but we're still dressing for church like we're going to the one in our community, but we ain't going to church because the church ain't there no more.
Yeah. And now we got to go travel to another church area in another district, and we've been paying for the building fund the whole time.
Yeah, because
my sister, damn church and they moving.
Now my sister's in what they call the speakers. It's called this organization been around for years where they learn to be public speakers. I can't think of what it's called.
Not the landmark.
I can't think of what it's called yet. But she's like the this regional director of this area because she's been in it for a minute.
Okay.
And she had to do a speech, so she read the poem out the Black Book of Black. What is it? I think she read the one. How can you listen?
Mm-hmm.
And she had asked me. She called me before she did. She said, "Look, Easter Sisters. No, it's not Easter Sisters. It's damn. It's gonna. I almost had it. It's gonna come to me.
I know the name. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, but she said, okay, what is this? You say about the church thing. I said, if you remember, we had a building fund at church, and the church was right down the street from my house, so we could walk to the church. And I remember that little thermometer, the building fund thing, and it started out low, and they say, okay, we asking every family to bring $100 next Sunday, and mom and dad are going there and pay the $100, and I'm trying to figure out like, where where y'all get the $100 at? You know, I need some shit for school, you know. So, and it was going up. So when they finally got close to the top, they start building a church at a whole nother area. And I was trying to figure out, so the building fund ain't for the building here.
Right.
And that just threw me out. When I was small, it threw me. But I started seeing churches we would go, because my family, we sung as a group, and going to churches singing. My mom played the piano. We go to church singing, and we go to these other churches, and they had a thermometer on the wall too. So I said, all these black churches got building funds. But all these black churches, once their funds got to where they needed them, built a church somewhere else.
Toastmasters?
Yeah, Toastmasters, yeah. And I couldn't understand how you weren't upfront that we're gonna run this building fund. As soon as we get enough money, we're getting the hell out of here. You know, tell the neighborhood that and see how much money they bring. See if they bring you that $100 next Sunday. See if they pay their tithes every week. If you're moving, we're gonna wait till the church is gonna stay.
Yeah.
You know, but it just bothered me that we got all these things that we got so used to in our communities that's always leaving our communities once it reached a certain, like once a rapper start getting paid, he moved.
Yeah.
Once an artist start getting paid, they move. Once an actor start getting paid, they move. And you know, my argument was, okay, so where's KRS-One's house? Because he said, I've always been an underground rapper and I made it this way, and I used to sell CDs out my trunk. So where's this car, this bronze, at this house that should be a museum with the hood open so you can show the first CDs that you hustle from? So let's do some George Washington shit. Let's do some Henry David Thoreau kind of shit in our neighborhood. Where's Cube's house to where he used to rap out of in Compton, and now just show me how the basement looked that you used to do it on your 4-track. You know what I'm saying? Let's set up some museums so people can see that we invest where we came from, so we can show people how to get to where we are.
We didn't own it. We only moved 1 mile down the street. Well, that's still in the same area.
Yeah, but that's awesome. So I want to see how many times that story makes it.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. Move on. And I believe, I'm saying, I understand the concept of bigger churches, but my thing is the church I came from was Dr. Connor. He passed away about 3 years ago. His name was Reuben S. Connor I. My buddy, man. I'm saying he believed in me, so I believed in me. But he believed in missionaries. So he used to bring people from Ghana, people from India, from Africa, all these places to the church. So we had all these people that come through that spoke this different dialect of English. So I could understand what everybody said, because it was always funny. But they built this building, Operation Sunshine. It was SON, Shine. And that's what he started doing his mission work out of. There was an apartment complex next to it. So this was a house in South Dallas that was like 23 rooms. So we went through helping out, clean the house out, knocking down walls. So we didn't know nothing about construction. We just know you gave me a hammer and you told me to get rid of this right here. So that's what we did. And you're going to pay me a couple of dollars when it's over. And we cleaned out the apartments. But Tony Evans was one of the pastors from Ghana. From Ghana, and he was a missionary in Ghana. He came to our church once, then he came back another time, but he brought his whole family. His wife, her sister, and 3 brothers. And they were brothers our age, so we hanging out with some Ghanese, and they had this funny dialect. We go to Six Flags, and people couldn't understand what they're saying, so we interpreters, you know. And John was a singer. He had a nice, one of the big froze, one of the fluffy froze that he didn't have to put no tick tick boom on it. You know, so we out there. But the thing is Tony, Dr. Connor's goal was 200 churches by the year 2000. So he started building all these churches in Ghana, in Israel, in Africa, in Taiwan, in China, in Florida, all over Dallas, West Dallas, South Dallas. So he started Oak Cliff Bible with Tony Evans. So he helped Tony Evans start Oak Cliff Bible. Now Oak Cliff Bible owns this whole block. They got a school, they got all these other things. But my problem with cathedral churches was that you got churches with 15,000 members that attend every Sunday, but where are you taking the message to when you leave Sunday evening?
Wow.
You just bring it back to church the next Sunday. I wasn't used to people. I was used to being in the church because his church could have been that big, but he would bring people in just like Tony Evans and the family and other people. He had a bunch of associate pastors. So when he started this church, he'd send these families and him to start this church, start over. More people come, start this church, send people away. So it was always people leaving, but they were leaving with the mission. So for me to see other churches that started gathering people, not letting them go, I couldn't understand the mission.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so your mission is just to get bigger. Your mission is just to accumulate bodies that show up every Sunday where you can get these tithes and you can keep building these buildings and keep adding these rooms and then putting ATMs in the lobby. And my mind can't function that way. I can't comprehend what your mission is.
Right.
Because your message and your feet seem to be walking in different directions.
I don't get it. Yeah.
And that was always a problem with me. I'm like, man, I don't know because I think we have to have a mission. We have to kind of visualize our purpose so we can actually move toward it. And
that's why we don't have no vision. We don't have no purpose. We don't know what the purpose is. I mean, if my purpose is to wake up every morning, do my show in the morning, then I got a purpose. I know now I got a vision for that. I'm gonna go to bed, set my alarm clock, I'm gonna brush my teeth, might take a shower, might wait till later, who knows, right? Boom, get up, coffee, show. If I don't know I'm doing that in the morning, I stay up 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning watching the TV. I ain't got no go around.
Now Diamond Hood say driving Lamborghinis, talking about said I can't have it, I can have it. Yeah, so that is right. I'm saying got their own private planes, got Lambos, got all these other things that got these cars. So I never understood why, if I had a good car, it could get me where I go. Why it got to be a Lamborghini? Why it got to be a Rolls?
Yeah,
I can't. I'm gonna drive my Rolls to Safeway or to Walmart because that's where I'm gonna shop. I'm gonna try and get some deals. I ain't finna, So I never understood why the look is necessary when you don't have the ability to look like that every day.
You know what's real crazy that you say that when I have this conversation with everybody? I've never had a dream car. I've never been like, yo, I gotta have this kind of car. I've seen some nice shit. I've seen some nice cars, but I've never been like, yo, I gotta have this kind of car. You know what I gotta have for me? Something with a lot of room in it, enough for me to move about, to do what I need to do. That's it. Like I got a Chrysler 200 now, but I miss my F-150. I want another F-150 because it's roomy. But other than that, like I've never been that guy where I gotta have a dream car. Now my dream house is a different story. I ain't gonna sit here and bullshit you. I want a dream house. I want to walk out of my bed and walk over about 12 feet and walk down into my jacuzzi that's in the damn ground. That's what I want. Okay. In my dream house, my windows at the back of the house, just the whole thing is just windows. And I want to have a tent on it so when the sun's shining and you I could just look out, and at nighttime I can see your ass, but you can't see me. That's what I want. That's my dream house. But a dream car, and I've never been that guy.
Man, I went to my goal in school, man. I made straight A's in all my classes. I should have been valedictorian, but I had some teachers didn't like me because I was too arrogant. Didn't know what arrogant was. But so I was going to school for architecture engineering. Kansas State was listed as the #2 school in the nation for architecture engineering because a lot of people didn't have it. There were no black architecture engineers, very few anyway, because that's the person over the whole project.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to school for architecture engineering, and we had to design a house. First, we had to design the instructor's house, redesign his house. So I put a spiral staircase in it. And then when I finished his house, he said he liked it. But when I finished my house, he said that's the one he wanted to make. Because my house had a swimming pool above the garage.
Oh, damn.
Inside the house.
Inside the damn house.
Yeah. So he said, how is that going to work? I said, I got 4 feet of space from the wall of the garage, and there's a door where you can walk around, fix anything wrong with the pool. but the pool was inside the house. There was a pool outside the house. It was a spiral staircase. I had a jacuzzi attached to the master bedroom on the balcony. So I'm saying, but it had a spiral staircase. It had a third floor observatory with a dome ceiling. So you have a telescope, so you can sit up there, look at the stars, and be inside and check this out. He said, "Who the hell got an observatory in the house?" I say, "Me. That's what I want." But he say, "This the house I'm gonna get built." But I have my dream house, but I have a dream house that I designed, and I really want it the way it was, because I think it had an elevator in it.
Dang.
But third floor observatory, I thought that was the dopest thing, because I've never seen one, but that's what I want.
I ain't never heard of one in somebody's damn house.
Because I was like, I could see a big old telescope in that third floor observatory where you have chairs and you can sit around, have meetings, and y'all sit around and talk about the sky, look at stars, look at whatever. Just a whole different concept of house.
That's a whole new way of living. So what the hell you got to go outside for? Shit, you want to go outside? Open this shit up.
No, but that was a house I designed, so that was my house. Yeah. But yeah, man, I've always thought so far outside the box that it was like, I got a poem. I'm trying to think of what it is, because some of the pastors would come out of the house and work with my mom on songs, on transition to songs and whatever, and they say, "Jeff, okay, Sunday I'm preaching a sermon about so and so, so I'm trying to make a transition from this to this." So how would you make that transition? I said, okay, and I talk them through how I do it. Go to church Sunday, and evidently that's how they do it too. So they have one in Baltimore called Pastor Dick 'em down. Pastor Dick 'em down.
Oh man, y'all crazy.
No, but I heard the sermon, so I wrote a line in the poem say, "When preachers want to teach, they pay me to write their sermons."
Wow.
And they thought it was just a line I made up. I'm like, no, I didn't. It's real, and I don't know how many people, because every pastor say, well, God gave me this sermon and I'm teaching Sunday, and I was always trying to figure out, so why was you asking me questions then?
If God talking to you, what you asking me for?
But Diamond Hood, that I don't know if I gotta believe you because you said it. I gotta believe you because you said it. But you say they have one in Baltimore. They call him Pastor Dick 'em down.
That's crazy.
That's almost like Pastor. Because I always thought, when I first saw the name Creflo Dollar, I'm like, I need to Google it. I want to see what his real name was before he became a pastor.
Yeah, before that came his name, because first of all, I'm not gonna knock the man. I ain't never spoke to him. I never listened to him. I never been in his church. But if you preaching to me and your last name is Dollar, you gonna have to have some real serious preaching, because
now I'm kind of having a problem, because that's what you're asking for too. You said, just give me my name. And I don't have a problem with it. It was just my thought is like, okay, so that means that your parents knew you was gonna be a pastor when they name you. Or you come from a long line of pastors named Pastor Dollar.
Pastor Dollar. I like that one. Listen, there's a joke. They said it was a white man, a Puerto Rican man, and a Caribbean man. They all was preachers. So that's the white preacher that said, how much of the portion you take? He said, my son, is written that the tithes come to me, and I divvy it up in the way that the Lord see fit for me to divvy it up. And the black preacher said, well, listen, I take the tithes in, and when I take my tithes in, I put it in the bank, and the interest is what I keep, and the rest I give it to the Lord. He said, except for Christmas, I make a special arrangement for myself. And the Caribbean preacher said, no, man, me not dealing with it, I don't take nothing from my Lord. I take all of the money, I throw it in the air. Whatever stay up, the God keep, and whatever come down up for me.
So if he don't reach his hand down,
if he don't reach for it, he don't want it. It's all mine.
He gets nothing again.
Nothing, man. Oh my God.
You know something? I'm looking forward, man, to Braxton, having conversation with Braxton. And I really want to see how we can actually create a formidable plan to say, okay, this is what we want everybody to do, so we can show that we are participating in the dream of somebody else.
Yeah.
So that way we can say,
I'm gonna get with him and talk to him. And like I said, I got some other folks on the political level. I sent that message out to talk to Stacey Abrams, and I got some people working on that right now. And so if we can get, if we can't get her, we get somebody within her campaign and find us working on that, we'll be good with that. So, but you're right. That's what we need to figure out.
And you know, because I don't think people come on here ready for the conversation we have for them.
Well, you know, they gotta have the expectations of what they used to, but they ain't never had us. That's what I be trying to tell them. You don't know what we coming with, you know.
Say, bring a notepad.
Bring a notepad and make sure you got pens and pencils, because you might need to erase some shit that you didn't get the first time. Circle and cross it out. Bring different color pens at that. So when you know when to use red ink. You know when to use that red ink.
But check it out, man. We need to talk about the play. I tell Mr. Witz we was going to talk about it, because one of the concepts I have is I want it to be the title is like Last Class. Last class is because a lot of times when I go do workshops, or when we go do workshops, it's at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So last class would be 3 people getting together, going to different schools, but we're showing how we each do a workshop before they see how we do the workshop. So the play would be us getting together, talking about the workshop and showing how we're sharing with each other just parts on how we can be better, how we can do the workshop better and motivate people better and do this. So when we leave, we all going in 3 different directions to 3 different schools, but we don't have to make it to the school. Mm. So the whole play is 3 men trying to see how do we better motivate the youth that we work with.
Wow.
And they don't have to see the youth, they just see exactly what we do. Like, okay, so you know, what's your workshop? And you say, what if you add this? And we'll all write it to where we're adding to each other's, you know, performance and each other's diagram on how to motivate somebody. I think that would be, you know, completely different. I hadn't seen anything like that.
No, we shouldn't have said. We shouldn't have put it on here. Somebody be trying to get your ass out of here, Denzel. Spike, get out of here. Trying to steal our shit.
Kobe Allison say, how am I able to go live? He'll keep kicking him out. So check it out. We can go live in a minute because me and Coach Ja, man. Okay, Kobe Allison, check this out. Ja, send him a link and let him come on here with us for a minute.
What are you gonna do? He want to do a poem? Where he at?
Yeah. Kobe Allison, he's on my Instagram. Kobe Allison, I'm gonna have Coach Ja send you a link because he's on.
Is he following me on Instagram?
I think, are you following Coach Ja on Instagram?
Send me a DM and I'll send it to him.
Okay, send a DM to Coach Ja Smalls on Instagram. And then he's going to send you a link. And then you can go live on this other platform. And then you could be on all 3 with us.
And tell him to hurry up because my phone about to die and we get ready to get off here.
hurry up. Because we've been on here for 3:32, 3:36. So send it to him now. What's up, Kareem Miller, man? What's up, man? See, on Thursdays, Coach Ja and I, we have a conversation called 10 Times Now. So I'm live with Coach Ja. You can see him on Instagram, at Coach Ja Smalls, or on YouTube at Coach Ja Smalls. You can follow him on both, or you can go to my page, which is we're already here. But I want you to follow Coach Ja too, so you can see when he go live. Because I also do a show every morning called Coffee Time, like coffee with Coach Ja Smalls. So yeah, man, appreciate you coming through. Diamond Hood say Instagram might have a lot of people live. Well, that's cool, but man, Diamond, you are such a diamond. I really appreciate you hanging out with us, man. That is awesome. And I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Yeah, man, Kareem, I got to clean up when this is over. But Diamond Hood, you ran whoever that was off there was throwing all that mess up in here. You told her she went to school and came out with no common sense. I guess you hurt their feelings. But thank you anyway, because I was trying to figure out how we could actually reach them, you know, because a lot of times we want the sinners to come to our church too.
Yeah, we want to talk to. We definitely want to talk to them. We definitely want to talk to them. They must not be following me because they ain't found me yet. I'm waiting on them. Oh, they better come on.
Okay, Dom, send me the link for them. She said, I'm gonna send you the link for the pastor. Pastor dick him down. Let me see if I can find him. So yeah, Cole, man, you gotta come on, man. Cole, reality, if you still listening, man, come on through, man.
Yeah, because it's about to be over. I gotta go eat again. I ain't have enough food. I was on there with Emmanuel Lewis, all that food he was cooking. I'm gonna eat for 2 days now. Yeah, he getting ready to be short because my phone about to die. Yeah, is he still on your? He's still on your feed?
He say here, but Cole, I want you to come on here with us, man. Go to Coach Josh Smalls. He's gonna send you a link. Follow him and send him a DM. He's gonna send you a link, and you can come on with us right now. But you got to do it now. I just sent you his name on your DM. So yeah, do that, and then come on here, man. Talk to us for a second. Come on, man. Come on, do that. He said Instagram kept kicking him out. Mine's been running for.
Yeah, mine's been running fine. I'm on my second phone now. I ain't charging up again. This it.
Cause this one 335. Cause somebody asked me the other day, why Instagram give you all this time? I said, evidently they like me.
Yeah, because mine's up to 115 minutes over here.
Yeah, mine is what 3 hours 35 minutes.
Yeah, because I shut down this phone and went to my other phone when this one needed to be charged.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm saying I'm just chilling. So say, Cole, man, do it, man, do it.
Yeah,
if he's still in here. Yeah, I guess he should be. He should be sending you a message. Now, so Coach John, man, do dressing for church, man.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Yeah, I want you to dress him for church, man, because I like yours, man. I like yours. That shit fire.
Okay, I have fun. Here we go. He better come on before this poem is over.
Okay.
Oh man, look at this tie. Perfect color, matching my shoes and the shine, matching my socks and the shine of my shoes, like I made it for myself. Look at my skin, gloss well enough for Sister Clara's reflection to smile again. Would you look at this tie? It's perfect. I hope it matches Pastor's liking. Make his lives find a new heart to hold on to. Can you see my tie? Noose perfectly around my windpipe. I'm gonna shuck and jive my way into heaven today with this pretty tie. Gonna hear the word that's gonna free me. I won't have to do nothing but get free. That's what they told me before I bought this shirt and made this threesome out of this ironing board and out of this iron and this ironing board. I remember how it squeaked. That voice gave grandma's a smile, a great big smile on Sunday mornings. Made her play that gospel song just a little louder, knowing we was getting ready for Sunday school. But would you look at this tie? Choking my good sense away from my lungs, scaring me enough to only do what I'm told, regardless of what my spirit won't accept. Those things that shoot insomnia into my veins, force my eyelids to fight one another. But my tie looks great, don't it? Matches that nice shoe I'm wearing and them shiny, the nice socks I'm wearing and them shiny church shoes that don't fit no more. The ones that smell like my footsteps have a bad fragrance. But I still wear them. I still keep them on, still rush to Sunday school, closed-minded, because that's when I got to find the truth at. That's where I got to find the truth. Got to be where the footprints meet freedom papers, where they find broken families and deadbeat dads, Just like the pretty ties, the ones that match the suits and silk shirts, the one that so many men love to sing to the king's order. Would you look at this tie? It's got purple and blues that ain't never told our secrets, ain't never helped us wash away the taboos or generate generational curses we can't get away from. The same ones pastor keep talking about, still gonna wait for the first family to smile on our way. I bet they dinner on. I bet it's die. I bet that's dinner they die for. Can't wait to get back home. A fine breakfast you wasted because the bacon wasn't fried long enough. Oh, but would you look at this tie? Look at the socks that tell the pants leg to ride up just a little more. Let the sun shine on the pointy shoes that look so good in the mirror. I got the same granddaddy's cologne since daddy ain't here no more. Got a testimony since I made it without him. A baby on the way that he ain't never gonna see. A social security number waiting for her first name so she can pay taxes and she can pay tithes. And maybe that's gonna make her sing a little bit on the choir. I'm gonna buy me a new tie on that day. Be ready for that praise ceremony. Gonna pray because that's what they told us to do, what the good book says. And it didn't even matter what I forgot the words or why I wasn't taught how to sing them in the first place. Couldn't make it up with those three, couldn't make up which three we supposed to listen to. But I'm gonna pray so hard on that day. Fix my tie like I'm supposed to. Sit up front so the pastor could see me and smile and walk slow so those hard-bottom shoes could make that wonderful tapping sound when there's no space there. But when I get home, I'm going to hang this tie on the same old hanger in the same old closet that I should have hung these sorry-ass prayers. Yeah, that's your one.
Choking my good sense away from you, love.
Yeah, man. My mouth got juicy trying to say that poem. I must have been feeling some kind of way right there.
No, but that's such. I guess the image is like, okay, how does my mind and lungs work in the same sense of this? It's like, so I'm choking my good sense away because I just told you that I'm listening to these lies so it can grab another heart.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so there's a movie called A Lesson Learned Before Dying.
A Lesson Before Dying, yeah.
Lesson Before Dying.
I remember the title. I'm trying to remember if I remember the movie.
So Mekhi Phifer was in there,
mm-hmm.
and they were supposed to go fishing. It was in the South. And they said, come on and go with us. We're going to drop you off. Mekhi Phifer was walking. He was trying to get back to his little brother. He was going to the fishing hole. And the guy said, come on, we're just going to get something to drink. And he was like, no. They begged him to get in the car. They got in the car, drove to the place to the store where they was going to get their liquor from. And the man said, look, your credit tab is too high. I'm not giving you no liquor. And they was like, come on, Mr. So-and-so, let us get one more bottle. They wouldn't give it to him. And so they end up shooting the owner, and the owner shot them. And Mekhi Phifer decides he's going to take the money out the cash register. Now, mind you, he wasn't even supposed to be there. He get caught with his hand in the cash register, stealing the cash. They run inside, lock him up. They say he killed everybody, was part of a stick-up. And his grandmother was the grandmother from not Big Mama's house, from Soul Food. And she told Don Cheadle, I want my son to walk they're gonna kill him, but I want to well, he's a man, and that he's not an animal, because they made him, they said the guy that was representing him, the lawyer said, he's not even a little boy, he's nothing but a hog, a dirty hog. And so when Mekhi Phifer was in jail, they gave him his food and they put the food down there and they said hog don't, he knocked it on the floor, he said hog don't eat from a plate, hog eat from the floor. And he got on all four and started eating the food. And so Don Cheadle went and talked to the pastor, and the pastor was saying, look here, don't you know I lie? I lie all the time to the people. I lie to them because I know their foots hurts and their backs hurts, but I got to lie to them and tell them that the Lord going to make a better day for them, knowing that it ain't going to happen. I lie all the time. And that's why I wrote that poem. That's why I wrote that poem.
Now, Diamond Hood said, can you tell Coach, I said, chicken wing, hot dogs, and bologna. He hungry.
Oh, man, Diamond is crazy. Dumb is crazy. All right, man. I'm getting out of here, AJ. Your boy, he ain't signed on, so we're gonna have to catch him next week.
Okay, for sure.
I'm gonna die. Yeah.
No, man, I love you, man. Diamond Hood, man, it's been awesome hanging with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging. Thank you for everything, man, for the comments, for following us. Man, I appreciate you, man. It's awesome, man. That poem is fire, man. I
gotta work on it. I ain't been back to work on it yet. I got some things I wanna work on in it, man. But listen, everybody on IG, Mike is in the building. Everybody who's in there, thank y'all for kicking it with us, man. 10 times now. Me and AJ, y'all already know it's gonna be fire anytime we on these. You know, these lines get hot over here. Believe that. So we appreciate y'all so much for and sticking in there. And AJ, man, yeah, bro, man, it's always a pleasure. It's always an honor. I'm grateful to you. I thank you, man. And yeah.
We're gonna work in that play because I don't think nobody can write it faster than us anyway.
Yeah, we need to get on it. We need to get on it. Yeah, Mike, I'm still on YouTube, but I'm getting ready to get off, man. I missed your comment. I'm sorry. I love you, bro. But we can ready to get off now.
Thank you. It's freedom. Hey, it's freedom. I don't know if I'm following you. Let me see. It's freedom.
Oh, that's my people's right there. That's my people's right there. Yeah, that's my people's right there. She changed her name, but it's all good. Yeah.
No, man, but love you, man. Appreciate it, man. Definitely, man. It was just an honor, man. It's an honor just to hang out and definitely have a conversation because we're gonna definitely bring some other people in. So y'all tell y'all friends about this because what we want to do is we want to have people asking questions to the guests that we have. And if we're gonna have the guests ask questions to us, and if we don't know the question, we'll definitely find it, come back next week and we'll have an answer for you. Yeah. So we're not gonna embellish on some shit we don't know.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, we see here we're trying to find the truth about everything. So if you want to know what truth sound like, come hang out. That's all we got. We ain't got nothing but truth.
Yeah. We'll figure if we don't got the truth, we can go look for it together.
For real.
You know that's
we got 10 fingers. We can point you in whatever direction we think truth is, and we can all go look.
We all go look together. Yeah. That way, if one of us trip on it, somebody can catch us and come on down. It's all good.
Hey, love you, my brother, man. Appreciate it, man.
I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you on the live somewhere, I'm sure, bro.
Okay.
All right, peace, man.
Peace.
Good night, y'all.
Hey, good night. Good night, IG.